things going once after we get 7 o'clock proper. Or 8 o'clock if you're in a time zone 1 hour ahead of me. Or 6 o'clock if you're behind. Or 3:30 in the morning. You know, whatever works for you guys. Yep. Alrighty, time to get to work. Oh, this is really weird. So I'm testing a new audio setup where my headphones are plugged into both the game to get the lag-free version of the sound and to the computer so I could still hear the notifications and sounds from the chat. But that means I'm getting the game audio twice on a slight delay. On the other hand, I know exactly what the lag is now. Alrighty, welcome back to part 2 of our chaotic evil necromancer death ruthless run of West of Loathing, complete with superfluous jump button. Does nothing. There's no platforming. Oh yes, and we have, of course, for your viewing pleasure, we have enabled the stupid walking feet. Oh, somebody got ran over. How delightful. You okay, buddy? I'm pretty sure my leg's broken, so no. What happened? Traffic accident? No, it just sort of broke all of a sudden. I guess I don't get enough vitamins or whatever. Good nutrition can be difficult in this day and age. I'm gonna need some medicine for this. Can you help me? Sure. Thank you. I'm not doing this because I want to help him. I'm doing this so I can get the, so I can go buy stuff. Thank you. There's a mission up north. The nuns there run a little hospital and sell medical supplies. Can you get some broken leg pills? Now that's the pill that gives you a broken leg. I think you want a broken leg curing pill. Right? Okay, well, let's see if I have any postcards while I'm right here by the post office. So I can get some useful items that way. Does not look like it. Perhaps I need to buy some. Yeah. Oh well, we got some shopping to do, we've got some cows to kill, and we've got some necromancer tomes to find. So, let's saddle up and get rolling. And we'll just have to see what we find on the way there. You see a wagon broke down on the side of the road. Well, if we're being honest, it's getting attacked by horrible monsters is probably more likely what happened than a simple mechanical failure. You dismount and investigate. Most of the easy pickings have predictably already been picked, easily, but there's still a safe in there that presumably was too heavy for the scavengers to move. Don't have safe Kraken 1, so... Boo. We'll learn it sometime. Oh, what's this? What's new, Susie? I think there's another ranch in this area. Don't know nothing about it. It's pretty new. Okay, we'll take a look. Found the Lazy Dude Ranch. What do you think we should do next? That fella Smee at the railroad camp said they were going to need a whole mess of dynamite to clear the way for the tracks. Might be we want to track that down for him. Any ideas? Well, they said it was stolen by a bunch of goblins from Gustafson Gulch, right? Well, my rifle just works just as good against goblins as anything else. Yep, we're kind of avoiding that at the moment. My guy's a little too squishy to take on the goblin horde. I mean, I could talk my way out of that since I have the right feats for it, but no. This is all about death and deafening. So, nah, we're not going to take that way out. We're going to go in guns blazing as soon as I'm not going to die in the process. Gosh, a real-life nun. Yes, I'm Sister Tabitha. I'm Bobcat Johnson. What's with the cots? Well, with the cow attacks and so on, I felt my faith would be better served by running this place as a clinic than just a church. I also sell medical supplies, if you'd like your healing to go. Alright, well first off, do you need any side quests? Funny you should ask. I've been experimenting with the healing properties of purple grass that grows near here, but I've run out. Would you mind picking some up for me? It grows near a cave that makes an unusual humming sound. Humming Cave, of course, will give us one of the major side quest chains in the game, but we don't necessarily need it. Alright, meanwhile, let's get those broken leg pills so I can get my reward. Alright. Welcome back. Were you able to find the Humming Cave in the purple grass? That's disappointing, but I trust you to keep your promise. And just, you don't have to guilt trip, man. Just here for some broken leg pills. Yeesh. Ooh, blood building tonic, army field trauma kit. We might come back for some of those later. Oh, and no foraging yet. As I remember which button takes me to the map. Oh, I found the circus. There's not really much we can do with that this early on. Ah, those walks are really organized. Just, you know, it's as strange as perfectly symmetrical book stacking. Oh, hey look, this thing is shining. This must be what the gnome was talking about. I mean, I could tell it by the color, but, you know, there's no such thing as purple, really. Alright, so let's just slip in here. See if there's any mind-splaining we can do. That stink ain't gonna let you pass without a struggle. Well, a struggle it is. And we got the jump on him. 64. Let's get some lava fava going in there. Bean Doken. Ah, how convenient. 44 damage. And I got a snake liver and electric snake skin. Yep, I need more muscle to push this over. That would have avoided a fight, so nuts to that. Huh, what is this thing? What in the world? This looks dangerous. The monolith is dark. Looks like there's a huge cave-in at some point, but we have a weird device. A strange stone arrow. Alright, so in case we need this later, whether it's to boost XP or to gain access to some sorely needed equipment. Alright, well let's go check out our ranch. Ooh, strange stone arrow just found starts going crazy, beeping and booping, wrangling around of its own accord. It practically drags you in the direction of a strange, decrepit-looking house. We don't need to go see the professor's house right now. But maybe we'll come back to that later if we need to do... Again, if we need the experience. Ooh, an old bird crate. Guess it came with the property. Kicked it open, the good stuff is unburnt. It's a pretty good crate. We got the depressed rancher candy and a length of rope. Looks like somebody's been watching ferrets in this thing. Yuck. Let's go grab that needle. Hey, like howdy. I'm selling herbal remedies. Care to buy? What kind of herbal remedies? The kind that are gifted to us by Gaia without any interference by human hands. So, weeds? That's a derogatory term created by the man, but yeah, basically. Howdy. Hey, oh, no, let's not do this voice. Hey, howdy, man, what's happening? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Oh, not much, man. We moved on to this little patch of land to grow crops when we decided it's more natural to let Gaia grow whatever she wants, right? I bet that's a lot easier, too. Right on, man. Neat. Where'd you get the hat? Oh, this friend of mine made it, man. I forget which one. What do you take for it? Well, I've been thinking about it, trying a new style, man. Like maybe one of those hats the army guys used to wear back in the day. That kind of an ironic statement, man. There's an old fort over yonder, that way. I'll swap if you can find one of those, man. Okay, I'll check it out. Groovy, man. Well, that's Fort All Dead, so we need to be careful. Howdy, I'm Bobcat. I'm Louise Lathrop. Why the long face, Louise? Ah, geez. Basically, it's because I'm stuck here farming with a couple of dummies who don't know how to farm a dang thing, so they just let the weeds grow and call it natural. I'm so sick of eating dandelions, I could scream. How'd you get in this predicament? I headed west after graduating baking school and fell in with these two because they talked a big game about natural grains. Fool that I was, I didn't realize that all they were interested in is getting silly on local weed and not doing any work. So why don't you leave? Haven't got any meat or any other prospects or anywhere to go. I mean, dandelions are terrible, but they're better than eating dirt. This is such a mess. So you're looking for work? Gosh, yes, desperately. The only trade I know is baking, though. Do you know somewhere that's hiring a baker? Heck, even unpaid would be better than this if it comes with room and board. I just want to get out of here. I don't, sorry. Shucks. Well, if you hear anything, please let me know. You can barely hear me? Well, let's crank up that mic then. And then we will check out the garden. Liquid hot magma. Yep, lots of weeds. Alrighty. I guess we'll check out Fort All Dead and see if I'm a bad enough dude to take it on. You encounter a cowpoke trying to ride her horse up the 45-degree surface of a rocky ridge. They're both having a hard time. Well, I don't got the muscles, so I'll leave them to their struggle. Don't worry, we'll get stats. This is still pretty early on in the game. So, Fort All Dead. Guess what's in here? Well, it'll be one of those old... Yeah, climb up the watchtower and take a look around. We got a nice view up here. Oh, it's a Twitch issue, you think? I mean, has adjusting the volume on my end been any help? Actually, I need to save those binoculars for later. Don't mind me, zombie horde, just coming through. Oh, it has a little model of the region on it. I can deploy my forces, because I've got the toy skeletons from earlier. Don't want to deploy them just yet, though. I want to figure out what I want to ruin first. Ah, these spiders are very clean. Alright. Oh, the flesh handle's missing. Ooh. Alright, that's some XP. Yeah, you see, the reason why I got the beard here is because in my state, we were told that we had to, well, we have to shelter in place until I look like either Jeremiah Johnson or Grizzly Adams, whichever you've heard of. And, you know, I still got a ways to go, but it's coming along. Lock in this lunker has rushed away to nothing. We got some military-grade whiskey. Well, this is a military-grade whiskey, but couldn't dig up any sarsaparilla to drink up, what with the supply chains and the shelter in place and all that nonsense, but I did have some rye whiskey and some ginger beer, so that's good enough for me. And, oh, more hardtack. Chemical bullet will come in handy later if I bite off more than I can chew. Picking more locks. We got more whiskey. We got a full canteen. It'll be handy if I get lit on fire in battle. And smelling salts. Ooh, I picked the lock, revealing the footlocker to be full of human bones. Mmm, loose teeth. Alright, and we're in the kitchen. I don't believe there's anything useful to be had here, though. Shelves filled with the skeleton army's food supply. Wonder what they'd even eat. I pick up a box at random and read the label. Sugared dandruff. Desiccated dirt. Candied brains. Crushed rotten eggs. Candied grubs. Sugared eyeballs. Desiccated blood. I think they have a list of adjectives and a list of nouns here, and they're just putting them together every time I look. Alright, maybe that's... Alright, this kind of throws a wrench to that theory. Jellied vulture feathers with cappers. Stewed grubs. Smoked mold and syrup. Very fine. Ooh, light-treated ants. Alright, enough of that. You guys came for me cowardly delaying action. Ooh, trash can smells terrible. Well, if I've learned one thing from Earthbound, it's to go into the trash cans. Oh, I need stench resistance. Well, that's what I got that flower for. Even though buying a little flower from a little girl seemed like it would be nice and not ruthless. I could do a potion, but let's... yeah. Offhand things. There you are. Alrighty. Ah, disgusting old hat. And looky what we have here. Someone left their knapsack behind. You dig through the knapsack. What's this, a note? Yes, it's a note. So we have a cryptid note about ley lines. And there's also an evil-looking leather-bound tome. I got intermediate Nex-Mex. Oh, I just heard the Dio sound. Ah, Silver's here too. Excellent. We're getting a full house here. Last thing is a little diary, which I decided to leave in there in case the owner comes looking for it, but we're going to read it anyway. It seems to be written by one of the Necromancer's cultists. He and several others were reanimating dead soldiers here on the theory that the best undead army would be a literal undead army. I can't really argue with that. The hitch in the plan came when they raised the officers, who decided they weren't going to take orders from a bunch of weirdo civilians. The last entry suggests that the author and his cohorts were planning on abandoning their station and reporting back to the Necromancer, but the entry ends abruptly in the middle of a sentence. Fascinating. No name on any of the stones. And, ooh, pepperoni mold growing out of a grave. This mass grave is absolutely teeming with those skeletal riflemen. They don't seem to be interested in getting out, but you could definitely jump in there if you're itching for a fight. There's one wandering in the end of the pit nearest you. Well, we'll take one on and see how we're doing. Okay, we'll do some lava fava on this guy. And shoot. Alright, this will be a 2-cycle. Alright, hard attack. And so let's see where I'm at for XP here. I have 76 XP because I spent so much of it on this other stuff. Yep. Alright. Now let's boost that item finding bonus. Let's get a little... we could get a little more XP, or... you know, the muscle's really been hurting me, so... We're not quite at 10 yet. The breakpoints tend to be at the 5s, but we'll get through it. Okay. So I'm willing to bet... Oh, nope, the safe cracking wagon again. We'll just keep going. We'll come back here and trade for the hat. Because if I remember right, this will give me a boost to mysticality so I can get a little extra firepower in battle here. Did you find one of those old army hats, man? I'll trade you. Yes. Nice, man. Barter's like commerce, man, except natural. Can you dig it? Alright. Well, let's see if that's better than my chef's hat. No, it's more muscle. Interesting. Alright, well, in the meantime, switch back to my porcelain cow here and move on in life. Alrighty. So this is where it's going to get... This is where stuff's going to get real. We're going to test... Oh, what's this? Find a flyer for a dynamite store up north. It's charred around the edges, like it got blown here by an explosion. You mark the address down on the map. I found Dynamite Dan's Discount Dynamite Dare House. So I could buy the dynamite I need for the railway. Alright, destroyed campsite. Let's search the knapsack. Got some potted meat. This knapsack seems like it's taken a lot of abuse recently. Most of the contents are trashed from being stomped on. You do find a dented can of potted meat, though. You also notice that the knapsack has a knife sheath strapped to the side, but you don't see the knife anywhere. This tent is a real mess. Looked like it was trampled by a whole herd of cows. There's something odd about it, though. More thorough inspection reveals dusty boot prints on the tattered canvas. Cows don't typically wear boots. This campfire has been thoroughly stomped on and kicked. Someone was real serious about fire safety. Yikes. You think maybe this used to be a person? What a mess. Cows did this to this guy? I reckon so, judging from these tracks, but what's wrong? Something about these tracks ain't quite right. Well, what do you mean? They aren't spaced out right, and they're uneven. Okay, so what does that mean? I'd say either the cow that made these tracks was drunk, or it wasn't a cow that made them. So I could follow the tracks, see what's going on. Oh hey! Hi Zeko, welcome to the stream, even though you're not in the stream. Since you have reason to believe these tracks may be fake, you could either follow them or head in the opposite direction. Well, my first time through this game, I went the opposite way because I was like smart and stuff. But Dio's here, so let's try falling for the trap. You follow the cow tracks for 100 yards or so, after which they stop suddenly. There doesn't seem to be anything of interest nearby. Alright, well, we can just... Ow, dang it. Alright, follow the tracks, go the opposite way. You head in the opposite direction for about half a mile and discover another campsite. This one, occupied. You observe the campers from a distance before approaching. They're dressed weirdly in brightly colored baggy clothes and white face paint. As you get closer, you realize they're dressed up as rodeo clowns. Gross. Why would they do that? There doesn't seem to be a rodeo happening anywhere near here. Oh, we did see that circus earlier. Okay, we're gonna leave well enough alone, but the camps should be on our map now. Excellent. Alright. Oh, you know what? What's this? I spot an astonishingly large horse pile of blah. Oh, what do you got on the mod dashboard? Sounds like it could be some fun. In the meanwhile, I spot an astonishingly large horse apple in the distance. I am literally astonished by the size of it. It is very large. That kind of reads with the cadence of something from the DC Superhero Dictionary. Alright, let's go there now. As you reach the center of the clearing, you are simultaneously struck with a profound awe and a terrible stench as you discover the largest road apple you've ever seen. You can't even imagine how this got here. Was it a giant horse? Was it 200 normal-sized horses acting collaboratively? They should have sent a poet. Yeah, they should have. But they sent me. Doesn't smell any better up close. Alright, let's clean her up. I made a little dent in it for 1 XP. Let's just keep digging, and digging, and digging, and digging, digging. Oh! Making a little... It's quite a bit smaller than it was before. It's way smaller than it was before. So where's all this going as I'm digging it? It's almost gone now. Hooray! Alrighty. So that was some XP. It's enough for some more muscle. Or I could go for some mysticality and some grit. Alrighty. As we were saying, let's go down to the gulch and let's try our luck fighting these guys. A fancily dressed goblin steps forward. Ah, hello, being a mayor, welcome. Now going away, please. The goblin seems friendly, but blocks your entry to the gulch. Yeah, I could resolve things peacefully. Alright, HP's not too bad. Let's give him a little hot foot here. He's got high resistance to my attacks, though. But, alright, the fire will get him. Boom. You know what happens when you kill the mayor, right? You become a mayor. You reduce that top-headed goblin to a pile of very fancy mushrooms. The gulch is your oyster now. Gulch oysters. Nothing interesting. You hear a quiet rustling as though a single goblin were rummaging through a crate filled with straw. I'll go in and beat the straw out of it. Got the jump on him. This one is much less strong. Alright, I guess I was a little... I mean, the ones in the cave are going to be a lot tougher, but these I can take out, no problem. You made that trigger-happy goblin trigger sad instead. You dig through the crates the goblin was rummaging through, but there's nothing interesting in any of them. Rats. Oh, that reminds me. We need to check out that note from before. Where are you? Don't want the newest stuff. I want... Alright, Intermediate Text Mex. This mid-tier Next Mex textbook teaches you how to replenish your blood supply by stealing blood from the living. Keeping enough blood inside you is important to necromancers and civilians alike. Yes, I will take the vampiric yodel skill, but there will be consequences. It seems like it's probably pretty dangerous. Are you sure you want to read it? Are you certain? The dark arts are no laughing matter. This could really mess you up. Read it, I said. As you read the words in the book, a voice that is not your own howls along with them in your head. As you get nearer to the end of the book, the howls become more and more melodic. As you turn over the last page, the book vanishes in a puff of black smoke. You don't feel so well. Your body withers and shrinks. Alright, cool story. Alright, so let's take a look at the cryptic note about ley lines. You examine the weird note, but you can't make heads or tails of it. You stick it in your necromancer journal for now. Alright, so let's examine the information we've collected so far. So the road receipt I found has let you determine that the necromancer's lair is west on the mountains. You found the note about the ley lines, but you don't really know what they are. You'll need somebody to help you, somebody smart or somebody who knows a lot about magic. Oh, perhaps I could ask the professor, actually. Maybe I should go there. Sign says library in Goblin. You listen at the door. It's quiet inside. The shack is filled with crude bookshelves. The bookshelves, in turn, are filled with crude books. 3 titles catch your attention. Ooh, Alice going into a seeing glass. The popular children's novel has been translated to Goblin. Jabberwocky still's pretty much the same. Oh, it brillig bean the toves of slivering did away brine and also glimbloying. All you can tell about this book is that it contains extremely high-level mathematics. You don't have the vocabulary to understand any of it, and probably still wouldn't if it was written in English. Your brother would probably love it. So that was still very complicated numbers, and how to bird noise. This book is an extremely detailed treatise on the sounds that different birds make. You probably wouldn't expect to learn how to do an accurate great-crested grebe impression from a book, but that's just how detailed it is. Now that's important later for avoiding a fight, but we are not avoiding a fight. And nothing in the delicatessen. We're going to be lock-picking and make sure we're of that lock. So I enter what turns out to be a delicatessen and help yourself to what turn out to be sandwiches. Probably. Yeah, goblin items and equipment are a little interesting. They are... I don't want to say they're unreliable because they work, but they have a lot of variance to their effect. I also don't mind the much more obvious than usual crack in my green screen. Grover has taken to sleeping behind there. Alright, goblin storage. There's no sound. And it's filled with thousands of tiny cabinets, each labeled with a number in goblin. You're going to look in a random drawer. There's nothing in this drawer, but you find an old lollipop stuck to the bottom of the drawer above it. So we'll keep looking in a more random drawer. The drawer has a sandwich in it. Must have been filed under sandwich. And this one contains a rolled up pair of terrible pants. You hear a couple of goblins wrestling around in there. Sounds like they're doing something really important. Okay. Ooh, goblin fish wizards, huh? Let's see them up. Alright. Yeah, I can one-shot one. So let's. Oof. Alright, Susie's a bit of a glass cannon, I suppose. You gave those fishmongering goblins what for? You look around the building, but it turns out to just be filled with rotting fish. Red herring storage. Ooh, the mayor's house. I don't hear anything inside because I killed the mayor. And now to take his place. The shack contains a bed and a desk. So the bed is made of cactus logs with a blanket made of woven together cactus needles. That can't be comfortable. The desk is strewn with folders. You notice one that says Important Secrets on it. You learn a variety of secrets, though the only one that's actually pertinent to your circumstances is that there is a spare key to the treasure cave in drawer 69,105 in the storage hut. Look, I got the spare treasure key. How about that? You press your ear to the door and hear somebody delivering what sounds like lines from Hamlet, except in Goblin tongue. From this vantage point, you also notice a sign next to the door reading Backstage Entrance Here It Being, with a narrow arrow pointing to the back of the building. We'll head backstage. You sneak backstage and watch the play from behind the curtain. Not only is it a Goblin version of Hamlet, it's also been rewritten as a one-man show. To being or not to being. Oh, that is a question. Could it be better thinking to suffering a crazy things and arrows? Or fighting so many bad things for stopping them because fighting? To dying, to sleeping, hey! Dreaming maybe, but oh, problems. If dreaming crazy when living, what dreams having after dying? Wow, pretty weird, probably. You watch for a while. The bits where the actor has to do a sword fight with themselves are pretty entertaining. Oh, I can't go back and kill them. Too bad. Ooh, cafe. You listen at the door, but you don't hear anything. Door is locked. Which I make short work of because I am the master of unlocking. You enter what turns out to be a cafe and reconstruct a few cups of chicory from the leavings in various dirty cups and sinks. You stop to wonder why a cafe wouldn't be open at this time of day. You see a schedule posted on the wall, and sure enough, it says somebody named Gene is supposed to be working his shift. He was always a shiftless layabout, that Gene. Ooh, you hear a bunch of gruff goblin voices gruffly griping at each other inside. Ooh, the guard barracks. Alright, we're heading in guns blazing. Ooh, we got a whole bunch of them here. How about... Alright, first let's get a bean golem here. And then let's break that cactus. Okay, who can you one-shot? I can one-shot that guy, and that guy, and that guy. Alright. There's only room for one gun toter in this city. Oof. Whiff! Good job, Bean. Not only did you not take a hit for anybody, but you also didn't hit anything. Great job. Alright. Let's fire that guy up. And let's take out that flapjacker before something much worse happens to Susie. Oh, there we go. Oh, that bean's a little beefy. Nope, that did increase the burn. That's too bad. But they're all done anyway. You win. That'd show them if they weren't dead now. Oh look, I have the non-spare treasure key. Why? Because I'm ruthless. The sign reads, Treasure Cave. This door to remaining locked at all times in Goblin. Okay. Now each one of these guards can be called off based on information I got by going through the town. We're going to kill them anyway. This goblin is paying more attention to their book, Goblet, than to you, but we're pretty sure they ain't just going to be waltzing by. So I can spoil the ending because I saw the play, or I can fight them. Okay. Of course, you don't fight one, you fight three. And as you can notice from their hit point totals, these guys are a lot beefier than what we were fighting before. So we're going to put out our bean again, in the hopes that he's slightly more useful. And let's see here. 75. Alright, let's try and see if we can get this guy in one. But I don't think we will. Alright, here comes a beating. Oh! I'm gonna get two-shotted here. Susie stands up to these guys a lot better. Yeah, stay useful, Bean. Alright. So... Yep, I don't think I'm well enough prepared to take on the treasure cave in this ruthless manner. So, I'll try to get through this fight and then we'll just come back later. Let's get me some action points. Let's heal Susie. And let's take out the guard. Alrighty. Alright, Susie can two-shot that guy, so... But... yeah, it's only gonna disable him for one round. Ooh! Don't attack me, don't attack... ah, he attacked me. Yay! Goblins kick your butt, and then they check you out of the cave. I gain an effect. Angry. Oh, yay! I got double whammied. Thanks, guys. You're the best. I still named the horse after you, D. Alright, so let's find a better place to pick a fight. Oh, let's see if we can get the ley lines translated. Ooh, the sound of gunfire draws your attention cautiously to where you find a goblin shooting a large pistol at some boulders. The sound of gunfire and pinging ricochets filling the area, the goblin doesn't hear you approach. Alright, let's beat him up. I need to take it out on somebody. Red hot poker to the face. And a crack shot. Alright, so if I want Susie to level up, we need to fight some cows with her. Ah, I got a crackerjack hat. The BB machine leads you to a ramshackle house in the middle of the desert. Nope, hang on a sec. The microscopic mites that live in your eyelashes seem to be getting along just fine. Oh, that was the mirror. Professor's toilet is in good repair, but I still get XP. These books are so boring, it's a wonder the shelf isn't full of holes. Ba-dum. Okay. Excuse me, my name's Bobcat Johnson. What? Oh, didn't notice you come in. I'm not used to visitors, but folks generally call me the professor. Is there something I can do for you? Well, I found this beeping gizmo, and I sort of followed the beeping, and it led me here. Well, I'll be. It certainly led you to the right place, young man. This is El Vibrato technology, and I happen to be as much of an expert as anyone alive today. El what now? El Barto. They were an ancient race that lived here long before humans. Well, they mostly lived underground, so they might still be living as far as I know. Never seen a peep of an actual person, though. Just the machines they left behind. Were they space aliens? Could be aliens or genius pre-humans or an entirely different terrestrial evolutionary line. At this stage of investigation, it's impossible to say. Isn't that exciting? Here, let me have a look at your beeping gizmo. Aha. As I suspected, this is one of their transponders. It detects other El Vibrato technology and hones in, you see. That's why it led you here. I got a thing I've been trying to repair. He tinkers around with the transponder for a bit and plugs in a strange stone marble into a socket on it. There you go, good as new. Just swipe up or down to turn it on and off. Swipe? Now I gotta warn you, this device will lead you to a banded El Vibrato technology, but it might also attract unwanted attention. From what? From the El Vibrato technology. You'll see what I mean. Just be careful. Okay. You know, now that I think about it, you arrived at a perfect time. In order to get anywhere further with my research, I need more samples of El Vibrato tech. But searching for it eats up all the time I could be using to research it. Ah, I get you. Right, you're the adventuresome type, so bring me back whatever devices you find, and if I can get them up and running, that'll benefit both of us. Alright, deal. Great. First priority will be to get my keystone fabricator running. They lock their doors and things, these little stone alloy blocks, see? So if we can make our own, that'll open a lot of doors for us, literally and figuratively. Alright, what do we need? The components aren't rare, at least as far as priceless ancient technology goes. Bring me, about 5 handfuls of scrap. That should be enough to be able to salvage the last parts I need. Alright, so can you talk to me about the ley lines? Alright, scrap. No, scrap is not my first priority. Do you know anything about ley lines? I don't hold much with a mystical mumbo jumbo. It's very unscientific, but it does come up in my research from time to time, so I can give you a basic overview. He draws some curved and intersecting lines on a piece of paper and explains how they relate to local geography and so-called mystical forces. It's pretty interesting stuff and makes sense considering what you already know about magic. Alright, so that's a bunch of XP and a ley line diagram. The dresser contains 10 instances of the exact same shirt and 20 identical socks. I mean, that kind of looks like ley lines back here. I mean, doesn't it look to you guys like ley lines? Maybe? Anyway. Alright, so we got 200 XP to spend. Excellent. Okay, so we got our muscle to 10, and that should be good enough to take care of a lot of things that we haven't been taking care of. I mean, we're already seeing some 15 options, but 10 will allow us to pass more checks going forward. Don't know how much I'm going to boost the muscle to over the course of the game, though, but we'll find out. The diagram is surprisingly comprehensible. You stick it into your necromancer journal. Okay. Using your ley line diagram, you narrow the location of the Necro's lair down to a handful of possible locations based on the unseen currents of energy that riddle the land. Alright, so I need more clues to find the lair. That's all academic until I get that dynamite back and move on past the mountains. Alright, so we are going to... So I believe we could fight infinite cow-class enemies at Stern's Ranch, so let's hop on over here for a bit and get Susie another level up. No? I must be thinking of a different ranch. Right. This is the one with the doll. Wrong ranch. Let's try that one again. Yeah, that was probably Butterfield Ranch. In the meantime, let's check out the store. See if I can buy foraging or safe cracking. Because I got plenty of meat now. Advanced Beancraft. This is a cookbook. A cookbook! Specializing in bean recipes. I'll find enough of those. Alright. Oh, actually. Let's finish that side quest while I'm thinking about it here. A burly, grizzled man in leather, well everything, is busy peeling the skin off a no longer recognizable animal. He looks up at you and growls, brandishing his skinning knife as if to say, "Bother me, and you'll be next. Bother me, and you'll be next." Yeah, I got that. I can outfox him. That's not really my style right here. Ooh, I can say this is a knife, or I could bother him and fight. Ooh. I'm gonna bother him. Oh yeah, grizzled Skinner. Yep, so that's about the level of beard we need to come out of quarantine. So I'm gonna burn that beard up with a fava bean here. Something skin pants. You beat up the grizzled Skinner and take his grizzly skin pants. Yep, no chance against the biggest gun in the West right here. Welcome back. Were you able to find the humming cave and the purple grass? Yep, here you go. Wonderful, thank you very much. Blessings upon you. Okay, so we're gonna take some army field trauma kits here, so we might last a little longer against goblins in the future. And we're gonna finish the leg pill quest. Oh, hey, this is what I need. Howdy there, I'm Wandering Sally. Howdy, Sally, I'm Wandering Bobcat. What's your line? Trading. Wander all around these lands just like it says on my label. And I buy a little here and sell a little there to make my way. Care to see the wares? I will see the wares. Let's see, I already have a pickaxe. I have a couple of few pickaxes. Fungicide bomb. Can kill a lot of goblins once, but it takes a while. Bar of soap. Take the needles. Extra HP sounds good. I already got better stuff there. Don't need any more locks. I don't think I need any more soap, but I'll take that just in case. And I think my boots are better than those. Let's take a quick peek. 1 AP, 1 Moxie. 1 AP, 1 armor. Yeah, not really a huge improvement there. Alright, back to Dirtwater. Oh, at the side of the trail, you see a small hell cow. A hell calf, really. It starts at a patch of brush, lighting on fire, then starts grazing. Ah! Kill it! Jeez, calm down, Susie. It's only a little one. Kill it before it gets bigger! We can lure it into a trap, but I don't think we really need to... Oh yeah. We're all set here. I mean, I'm sure if we lure it into a trap, there'll be some more funny things to read, but Susie needs to kill the cows to level up. You beat up that hell calf. Good job. I got tainted milk, and I skin it with my trusty knife and get some extra thick leather. Oh, hello. Were you able to get some broken leg pills? Without them, I'm stuck just sort of lying here in the street. Yep, here you go. Oh, thanks. I feel like a new man again, or at least the same man with a new leg. That's good. Go drink some milk or something, okay? He waves and skips happily away. Ah, I just got the XP for it. Boo. Alright, check the store real quick. Hey, plum pudding, soda crackers, tooth powder, Vienna blood sausages, and dynamite. Actually, alright, to Butterfield Ranch and kill some cows. Oh, I spot the unmistakable silhouette of an old mission on the horizon. That's a pretty far horizon. There are an effectively infinite number of ungoliths here. Shall walk among the ungoliths. I'm up to 4. How tough are they? Still one-shottable by Susie. they're not doing enough damage to me to be a threat. I said they're not doing enough damage to me to be a threat. Alright, stealing your HP. Come on, somebody hit Susie. Three. Alright, so this is what we'll do. You thin the herd a little. Not enough. It can never be enough. Susie carves another notch in the stock of her rifle. Alright, so if I attack them again, it's going to be trouble. So let's get some food in me. Alright. I ate the apple. How do you like that apple? You like it fine, thanks. Okay. So let's see if I can... Ooh, wow. That's fine. Tainted milk moves of its own accord, yay. Ooh, something I haven't done yet. Alright. The lock on this locket reminds you of why they call you a locket. You carefully pick the pocket lock and I got a picture of Mary Stearns. A faded daguerreotype of a little girl, the name Mary is written on the back. It's a photograph of a serious-looking little girl. On the back is written Mary Stearns, Thanksgiving, 1894. Get an extra AP. You rub the stick of butter all over your body, greasing yourself up for whatever's to come. Okay. Now let's crank up that melee damage. Depressed like a rancher. You eat the old candy and it makes you sad because you prefer new candy, damn it. Alright. Alright, so... The tincture of opium is widely lauded as a super great thing that's great to use all the time. Okay, let's crank up our armor. Oh, my spleen is full. I guess I have to go for this stuff then. Don't need more muscle. Potted meat's pretty good. This would have been a prime piece of beef. Full of potential before its owner was taken over by a smoldering demonic spirit. Now it's well done. Well, that'll boost my ability to hit things after I run out of spell points, so yeah. Let's see. Muscle, armor. Spell damage is great, but my spells are too limited. We'll get through this. We'll hit up that potted meat. Pry open the can with my bare hands because I don't have time for a can opener, and eat the meat. Tastes way better than you expected it to. Excellent. So, boost our mysticality. 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, floor. Just kidding. You actually stopped at 1 tequila. It did kind of taste like a floor, though. And some cheap whiskey. You drink the cheap whiskey. It reminds you of college. College Rather, your buddy from grade school who died of cirrhosis. Grade school, Kansas, where you once spent a summer at camp. Alrighty. So I'm a lot buffer now. Let us walk amongst the ungoliths. Should be 5 of them. Nope, 4 again. Okay. Alright, let's see how badly I can beat these guys now. Oh yeah. And that's the difference heat makes. Like, you know, a little bit of food, a little bit of butter. Yep. Look how much less damage I'm taking. You know, it won't take too much XP to just naturally get my stats up there. If in the herd a little. Got a brass bull ring, and Susie gets another notch in her rifle. And we're going in for another one. Yeah, I guess it caps at 4. Oh yeah, this is nothing now. We're just gonna walk right over these guys. Yeah, maybe I am prepped enough for the goblins now. I still want Susie to get a little stronger. There we go. Susie carves another notch in the stock of her rifle. Cow hate flashes in her eyes. Her resolve intensifies. Susie's become stronger. Hooray. Alright, let's spend some more XP. Oh yeah, we got some. Alright, so we boost our muscle, we take a lot less damage when we get hit. Let's crank up our grit. And that should be everything I can do right now. Yeah, free boost to spell damage, why not? Okay, I'm ready to take on those goblins again. I got food, I got XP, I got music, I got rhythm. Who can ask for anything more? Well, here's an unusual sight. An old boat out in the middle of the desert. If this were a beach, you could call it beached, but you can't call it deserted because there's someone in it. This is why I love this game, by the way. That someone is a skeleton wearing a helmet with horns on it. He looks pretty bored and is idly polishing the dragon-headed prow of his ship. You think maybe he's been here for a very, very long time indeed. I can fight him, or I could alive-splain his helmet at him. But no, violence. That is how we solve our problems. Even when our problems are happening upon somebody else who means no ill will to us. You knocked that Viking skeleton back into the correct century. Oh yes, and you'll probably be saying that about me in just a minute. Alright. Are you guys ready for round 2? I mean, I'm ready for round 2. At least I hope I am. Round 2. Fight! Alright. Oh, just enough. One's down already. Ha! You can take that hit like a champ. Nope. This one's gonna take more than one go. Ooh. Oh, don't take another hit, Susie. That's not quite enough damage. Yeah, I didn't even bring out the beam this time. But we're gonna bring out the med kit here. Alright, Susie, you move on to the next one. I'll slowly but surely finish off this guy. Alright, can somebody get me a fatality? You won! Guess those goblins shouldn't have spent less time standing around here and more time standing around somewhere else that you didn't want to loot. That's the stuff. Alright, ooh, a rare invaluable treasure chest cactus. Oh, that's a lot of meat. Careful, these things are pointy. This one looks heavy as well as pointy. Like in this one. Hey, wow, it contains an entire year's supply of dynamite. Nice! Ooh, full of joy. Got the goblin engagement ring and the golden tiara. Alright, back to the railroad camp. What's this? Somebody left a bundle of dynamite on the ground. After we get the year's supply, am I right? You approach it cautiously, verifying it's neither wired to a detonator nor connected to an actively sparking fuse. What an odd and dangerous thing for someone to leave lying around. And I got 4 of them. Alrighty. Back to Manifest Destiny Railroad. Any luck finding exactly 1 year's supply of dynamite? The passengers are getting restless. Here you go. Good. Perfect. This'll do the trick just fine. Hang back for a bit while I get the fellas to set up the charges and I'll let you do the honors. Smee consults with the other workers and they inspect the rocks for a time. Eventually one of them shrugs, pushes the whole crate of dynamite next to the rocks and wires up a detonator. Alright, let her rip. Don't you have a longer detonation cable? Nope. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Just give me a 3 count before you hit the plunger so I have time to get under the train. Alright. Kablooey! Oh. 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 There is a very large and very angry looking guy standing here. Apparently it's a little peeved at having a year's supply of dynamite blown up next to its butt while it was sleeping. How are you going to handle this? Ooh, I can magic it away. I can even outfox it. I could run. But nope. We like hurting things. 112. This guy doesn't take a lot of damage here. So we'll get ourselves a beam. And we'll lava fava this person. Alright, oh, she still does a decent amount of damage. Let's see how hard this guy hits. If I get, oh, you got nothing. And the bean also got nothing. We'll just do another round of that, and you are down. Ah, that was very well timed. You showed that Rox who the boss of Rox is. Well, now that is as fine a day's work as I've ever seen. Much obliged, friend. We'll be getting the rest of this track laid down and head out. Here, I'll mark our route on the map for you in case our paths happen to cross again. Thanks, but can't I just ride the train? Got a ticket? I'm just kidding. Of course you don't. Every seat on this train's sold out. Sorry, boss. Yay. There may signs of your triumph over that crazy rock pile slash guy. Alright. New railroad camp. New problems, of course. What's this? You're riding along the dusty desert trail. You feel a change in the air. This air is thick with mystical bean energy. You orient your mind along the axis of the powerful magnetic bean field and follow it to a cave. The sign out front reads, "The Great Garbanzo's Secret Hideout. Fellow bean wizards welcome." Alright, we'll come back to that. Oh, what's this? It's my partner. What's new, Susie? You know, we're right about in the middle of the territory. Back when the cows came home, this is right about where the first reports came out. Like ground zero? Yep. There's this big ranch that was the first one to go. Seems like an obvious place to check out. Yeah, for sure. Hellstone Ranch. Am I forgetting anything? Susie suggests dealing with the millinery bandits. Oh yeah, I never did finish rounding up all of... By rounding up, I mean murdering in cold blood everybody on the most wanted list. Howdy, boss. Howdy, Smee. Stuck again? Yep. Got ourselves one hell of a canyon to get across and no materials for bridge building. Any ideas? There's an old mine up north called Breadwood. They opened up a lumber camp after the mines dried up. If you can fix a deal with them for the lumber we need, I can handle the engineering side of things. Well, alright, where is it? Of course, anything you can find to build a bridge out of is fine by me, but that seems like the simplest option. Spoiler, it is not the simplest option. So you can get around the bridge. So there's the main line through the game, which is to do the Breadwood quests. But if you're following the Necromancer side quest, there is a different way to build the bridge, and if you were following that El Vibrato side, major side quest, that also provides an option for you. Ooh, it's one of those pay telescopes for tourists. This one was designed by a promising young artist named Edvard Munch. You pay your meat and look through the telescope at the Big Canyon. It sure is big. It'll take quite a bridge to get across that thing, that's for sure. Okay, so we got the Great Garbanzo's hideout and Hellstorm Ranch. Your El Vibrato transponder beeps at you and you dutifully follow the signal. Sheesh, who's in charge here? Leads you to a hulking robot stomping around the desert sand, so the answer is basically not you. Alright, well, let's pick a fight, get some XP. Ooh, uh-oh, this is one of the tougher ones. Let's put out the golem. I'm sorry you're not more of a meat shield, but you're what I got. This guy's gonna hit us hard, I know that. Ah, yes! Ahaha! Finally! Bean pulls its weight. You won! Maybe you are the one in charge after all. And here it is. Oop, hang on a second, let me get a needle. They must have had a real barn burner of a party here. It's your partner. Whoa, what the heck is that? Oh my god. That's it. It's gotta be. Gotta be what? That's where the cows came home from. How do you know? I just... No. Look at this place. Look at that damn thing. It's like someone went and tore a hole in nothing. What the hell else could it be? Well, we'd better check it out. It's a portal to hell. You hear ominous mooing. Well, isn't that great? The only part of the shed that didn't burn was the part this horseshoe was attached to. I guess it really is good luck. Yep, still no foraging. That's okay. Ringing this will attract the attention of at least one infernal cow. Now, unlike that field we were fighting in before at Butterfield Ranch, the number of cows will keep increasing until it fills the entire side of the enemies. But this is one tough mother cower here. Alright, no, we're good. We're good. I can take this. You pulled some cows from their home dimension and mercilessly slaughtered them, you monster. Just kidding, they're super evil. You prep your skinning knife, but all the useful hide bursts into flame and withers away before you get a chance to collect anything. And of course, Susie carves another notch in the stock of her rifle. Alright, let's get Susie another level here if we can. What, just another one cow? Are you increasing through the Fibonacci sequence or something? As long as you keep just throwing one cow at me, I'm in no danger. Alright. I mean, they hit hard, but if I can keep two cycling them, we're doing just fine. Oh, this one's a little tougher. I mean, strictly speaking, the lava fava isn't fire elemental. It's just at a high temperature. Recycling them now. Ooh, got some cow's blood. Getting some nice items that I'll probably not use. Oh, alright. Now it's starting to escalate. Alrighty. This could be trouble, but... this could be a lot of trouble, actually. Alright, meet alternative shield. A little bit of healing. A lot of bit of hot damage. And we'll just tie you up for a second here. Are you kidding me? Alright. Well, the heat damage will kill him at least. And now I only have to worry about one. Alright, so 77. I think I can get this. 50, oh, maybe I can't. Alrighty, we're good now. Please level up Susie. Damn it. You pulled some cows from their home, yada 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 yada. Infernal slow fragment and a roasted cow tongue. Okay. It's an insubstantial piece of an infernal cow. You throw the spirit on the ground and stomp on it until it dissipates completely. Get thee hence, little doggy. Alrighty. So, I need to be able to take a bit more of a beating than I am currently. On the other hand, I can gain an AP, which is probably important. I can gain a pain tolerance, which is also important. And the stomach capacity. Let's crank up that mysticality. And now that stomach capacity has gone up, I can eat more food. Well, one more food. Oxy. Oh, yep, let's boost that armor. It's a long, hard tack, but I will tack hard. Uh-oh. Alright, I wasn't fixing for this. Beam! Alright, so this guy was the one that was hitting the hardest, so he's my target. Alright, thank you for your service, Beam. Oof, even with that extra armor, it's just not doing it. Ooh. Let's take a couple of these, I think. He gangs up on me, that's gonna be it. Ah, Bean's only once per fight. Okay, well, we'll take this guy out. I got these for the goblins anyway, so it doesn't matter that I'm using them now. It'll all be worth it if Susie levels up in this fight. And they were pretty cheap anyway. Okay, so that one's 97 HP, that one's 92. Alright, we got it next cycle. Don't attack me. You attacked me. Why did you do that? Alright, 30. Susie can take care of him. I'll get started on this one. Alright, gotta have more. Alright, one more, and we should be good. He'll hit me again, but I don't have to heal up, because the fight ends this turn. Oh. Sorry, Goblin, I missed the, it's been nice knowing you. Oh, come on. Susie needs another fight. Oh. Well, let's destroy some more fragments. Can't level up that muscle anymore, because I spent it on other things. Yep. Oh, maybe we'll run into a cow in the field. You see a familiar palisades of an army fort in the middle of the distance. You swing Dio toward it to see what it's called. Fort Memoriam, of course. We're going to continue where we're headed. It says keep out. Okay. Most of these books are too fragile to touch, but there's one that looks in decent shape. Got Beans Illustrated. Hope it's the swimsuit issue. Ooh. I read the book, memorizing each and every recipe, and I got Master Cookery. Unfortunately, the book was so fragile that your close reading caused it to crumble to dust. I'm sure he won't mind. So let's see. Yep, emaciated gets rid of. Your cooking skills have boiled over and are splattered all over the sublime. Okay. What's this over here? You sense a deposit of bean iron. I got a bean iron nugget. You approach the arcane oven and prepare to ply your mystical trade. Oh, I can forge some bean iron cookware. You contemplate your skills and materials you have on hand. You could make something out of some bean iron. Your mind reaches into bean iron to see what shapes it can conceal. So, +5 mysticality weapon, +3 offhand armor, and a lapel for +7 damage. Alright, well, let's see what I'm doing now. Oh, that's kind of useful. A red hot poker. That's not damage. Oh, we could make a weapon. Ooh, it's a revolting sofa. I got some all-purpose beans. Whoops. It's a great garbanzo's bed. I found some more all-purpose beans. Alright, so I guess I'll wait on those cooking the beans, but we're gonna let's make that spatula. You squeeze the bean iron to the shape you desire. It's more complicated than that, obviously, but that's what it looks like. You contemplate your skills and materials you have on hand, but there's no bean iron remaining. Alright, so let's check out this weapon, eh? Does more damage. Won't have that heat debuff, but I think I'll end up doing more this way anyway. Oh, they've been lying around, eh, Dio? Okay. Let's head up to Breadwood, because we need to spawn some more stuff here. A ghostly specter in the form of an old wild-haired man shambles toward you, muttering. Tune up my old banjo, Eveline. Get this body stunted. What? I'm gonna teach you a bassoon you won't forgive. Don't think me gonna escape, Thurston. Alright, a drunk ghost. Oh yeah, that does a lot more damage. But not as much as my lava fava. Hot, hot, hot. Alright, let's see what you're made of. Ew. Sleaze elemental attack, that's great. Just whack him with the spatula and shoot the ghost dead. And I got a bit of ectoplasm to show for my trouble. Yeah, Sleaze elemental. You know a town's gone to pot when the horses are drunk. And hiccuping. Well, well, looks like some poor son of a biscuit wandered into town. Howdy, cake sucker. Wow, geez, rude and baffling. Get used to it. We like our cussing here in Breadwood. Sure, fine, but cake sucker? We also like our breads and bread-related products. And bread accessories. So I've noticed. Hey there, Susie. There's a ranch out this way run by a lady named Alexandria. Not that I got much hope of her still being alive. Ah, gee, come on, Susie, keep your chin up. Aye, fine, as long as we put a stop to this. Yeah, so probably wants some lumber in the Breadwood. The guy is grimly washing dishes. He notices you looking and waves you away. Irritated. Ooh, look. This is a spittoon, and an unusually full one. Probably best to leave it alone. Let's take a closer look. Look, this isn't Mom and Pop's Family Fun Time Saloon. This is a dive bar in a dive town. The people who drink in here are mainly drifters and desperados. Don't go splashing around in the literal scum of the earth. I'm gonna. Seriously, don't. This is wrong and disgusting. It is vile behavior. I have my face right up to the thing. What's it look like? No, I'm not telling you. Why are you doing this to me? I had to skip lunch today because I couldn't stop thinking about you and these foul spittoons. I've got my right hand in there, splashing around. La, I'm not listening. You find nothing, you are the worst person in the world. Ha, I found something all right. Like a necrotic skin disorder, I bet. Actually, it's a pair of boots, so there, Mr. Delicate Stomach. Boots, great. Boots full of bandit spit. I hope they have to invent a whole new kind of trench foot just for you. I hope they name it after you. You're just jealous of my sweet new boots. Alright, these are probably better than the boots I got. Yeah, this is 1 AP, 1 Moxie, 3 AP. I'm taking it. And the trading post. Desert eatin' and drinkin'. This book contains everything you need to know to turn the harsh, unforgiving desert into your own personal buffet. And the best part is, the buffet has an open bar. Okay. Advanced Beancraft, Monkey Wrench. I mean, I can find most of these. Oh, blank postcard. Need a few matches. I'll take the dynamite. And yep, this will be the foraging skill. And while I'm at it, you know, I can find these, but we'll take it here just to speed things up. And I already have a crowbar. Yep. We'll take all that stuff. Advanced Beancraft, Volume 15. There's a recipe for a wall-shaped pile of beans that looks pretty interesting. So that's bean wall, spell that creates a wall of beans, providing cover from ranged attack. There's a whole set of recipes for ice-cold bean baits desserts. Ooh, the Great Northern Blizzard. And then Mysticality buff. Let's take the Northern Blizzard. Unfortunately, at some point the book got you studied the bean dessert recipes and practiced conjuring up various conflagrations of frozen beans. Sorry, configurations. Conflagration would be hot instead, wouldn't it? Unfortunately, at some point the book got completely covered in a snowdrift and now it's all soggy and ruined. And you read the book, learned all sorts of tricks for squeezing extra stuff out of cactuses and whatnot, finally have foraging. Unfortunately, while practicing your technique, you accidentally squeezed the book into book juice, which turns out isn't actually a thing. And I can send a postcard, but and get some good stuff. Alrighty. Now we're gonna get the quests turned on here. Howdy, Mayor. I'm Bobcat Johnson, here on behalf of the Manifest Destiny Railroad Company. We need to build a bridge in a hurry, so I'm here to cut a deal with you for the lumber. Alright. I believe we can scrape together that much wood. What sort of down payment are you offering? Oh, I expected you would just bill us. You want that much lumber with no payment up front? Are you serious? I could probably offer you free train rides. I do enjoy a nice train ride, but that deal wouldn't be the real problem, and I already got 7 problems to worry about. Yes, Bobcatterday. The mayor glances at the list of problems posted on the wall and paces around nervously. Well, let's offer to help here. Maybe I could help with some of your problems? Oh, thank you. I'd certainly welcome any assistance you can offer. You glance at the problems board, which offers a selection of current issues as well as a dire warning. Which problem do I offer to help with? Our last batch of mail never got here. We don't know if it's something happened to the mailman or what. Go talk to Reginald in the bunkhouse. He used to be a mailman, so he can tell you where to start your search. So the list of problems include, these are the 7 quests: the missing mail, the overdue book, stalled logging permit. The logging permit is awful, by the way. That's why we're going to solve this with necromancy instead. Soup shortage, skeletons everywhere, missing yeast, and robbed bread bank. Note, the last time a mayor let this list get over 3 items, we chased him out of town with a breadstick nailed to the top of his head. No sign of missing mail. Our library's only got 4 books, so it's serious business when someone doesn't return one. Our records say it was loaned out to a lady of the name of Alexandria. That was a couple of mayors ago, so I don't know her, but we got an address. Yep, well, that's Alexandria's ranch, of course. Okay, logging permit. Running out of trees around here, need to expand our operation a bit. Problem is, we need a logging permit for the next town. The whole place up and died before the paperwork was settled. The town died? Okay, I'll check it out, I guess. Alright, soup shortage. We need a municipal soup kitchen open to help those who are down on their luck, which is pretty much everybody around here. We run out of soup and we need someone to go fetch some more from Soup Stock Load. He gives you a sack of bread bowls to carry the soup back in. There's a military cemetery not far from here, and I figure that something must have happened to the caretaker because military skeletons keep wandering out this way and causing a ruckus. The stolen yeast. We take our yeast supply very seriously here in Brentwood, and that dang yeasty gang made up with a whole lot. A couple of fellas said they saw them loiter around the old breweries. That's probably where they made their hideout. We need that yeast back. Old Schmaltz Brewery. I think there's actually one of those around here. Alright, and the last one. The Baker boys cleaned our bank right out, and that's not a bit fabulous if you ask me. Fortunately, they haven't been too secretive about their location of their hideout. Can you get our bread back? I mean, the place is called Breadwood. We gotta have some bread. Alright, that's all that. All is not well with this well. Croissant le Breton. All the graves bast here are too old to still be alive. Yep, need foraging to level up before you can take that good stuff. Dunwich Crouton. I got the Master of Flushing perk at long last. And in case you're wondering, the Master of Flushing, similar to the Master of Unlocking, is, just that +3 muscle, which is important because reading the Necromancy emaciated myself, so that can be offset. Some water. Alright. Oop, box. The locker is labeled H. Holloway, and it's very locked. The locker contains the key to itself and a few miscellaneous sundries. This guy's just chilling by the fire. It must not be a very good fire. Howdy, stranger. I'm Hobart Bupbert. You're what? Oh, I mean, hi, Hobart. I'm Bobcat Johnson. You seem like the traveling sort. Mind doing a fellow a favor? Well, what's the favor? Thing is, my only dream in life is to see an owl skeleton. That's quite the dream. I heard they got one at the petting cemetery, but... The what? Petting cemetery. Is that what it sounds like? Exactly what it sounds like, but you see, I ain't got the meat for a ticket. You want a loan? Nah, I got no prospects for paying it back, but I got a camera out and I figured if you went to the cemetery, you could take a picture of the owl skeleton and bring it back to me. Alrighty. So our options are, okay, I'll be back, okay, I will be back, or okay, I will be back, owl. This guy seems to be very focused on his beard growing. Howdy, are you Reginald? Who the focaccia are you? The name's Bobcat Johnson. Mayor's got me investigating some missing mail, and said you could give me a line on where to start looking. Oh, yeah, alright. I gave up being a mailman a couple of years ago, but I doubt they changed the system much. All the mail headed here used to go through a way station just southwest of here. I'll mark it on your map. Okay. Well, that's everything we need here. So we got the soup stock load to go to. We got Fort Memoriam, which we ran into, the petting cemetery, the Baker Boys hideout, Ghostwood, the postal way station, Alexandria Ranch, the Old Schmaltz Brewery, and the military cemetery. And then, of course, we've got all this stuff still to do over here. But the most important place to go is the ranch. You happen across an unexpected crate. By unexpected, I'm referring to its location, not its condition, which is nailed shut. So let's open it up. I don't know what you expected to find in here, but here's what it was. A handful of nails and some ranch punch. I hope that meets your crate expectations. Hey, look at this. There's no way past these cows except through these cows. Alrighty. Oh, these are much weaker than the ones we saw earlier. Alright, let's one-shot them. Boom. Oh, I should have checked out the blizzard spell. Oh well. Probably doesn't do much until I level it up in a whiff. 29, 30. Oh, that's decent. That is very decent. Alrighty, I insisted that those little doggies get along. Nice. These ones I can skin with my trusty knife, so I've got some smoldering leather and a roasted cow tongue, and Susie still hasn't leveled up. Wow, this place has really been blown to pieces. This used to be an undestroyed bookshelf, but not anymore. A small diary is the only legible thing left on the shelf. The Diary of Alexandria, Alexandria. Ooh, it's a heap of smoldering books. You managed to find part of the overdue book from the Redwood Library. And a mostly destroyed bookshelf. I managed to extract one non-destroyed book from the collection, an advanced Greencraft tome. No, Susie's still adding notches to her rifle, so... And, I mean, if she hit the maximum level already, that would have kept pretty low. Okay, Wary, a skill that increases your maximum AP. Ooh, a recipe that's been scratched out and replaced with a bunch of paranoid, insane scrawlings. There's a poem scribbled into the margins whose words keep shifting and changing. So Uncanny Presence, a perk that provides resistance against elemental damage. And an article about butter, and an article about beans, and the juxtaposition gives you an idea. Butterbean, a spell that reduces the opponent's muscle, mysticality, and moxie. So let's actually use the perk, since that's just going to be always on. I read the poem and briefly lose consciousness. When I come to, I look in the margins of the book and see that the poem has been replaced with a crude drawing of you. Horrified, you destroyed the book. It's a solid steel vault door. Yep. Well, we can blow that open later. Now let's stop at the postal way station on our way down. It says Postal Service property, no trespassing. Well, I shall trespass. You don't even want to know what bureaucratic processes were involved in the placement of this house. We don't need to do this one, but we're going to because, well, you'll see. It's a stack of old newspapers. Oh hey, there's an undelivered letter underneath the stack. It's addressed to Roy Bean. You look at the address and you jot it down on your map. You have discovered a new map location, Roy Bean's House of Justice and Jelly Beans. A big map of the whole region, wow, with lots of confusing little annotations on it. Go through the newspapers, nothing. It's a stack of old newspapers. Somebody has removed all the funnies, so there's literally no reason not to care about them. Nothing interesting. Oh wait, there's actually a postcard in here that you could use. This cabinet's full of maps, but you have no idea what any of them mean. Perhaps you could ask about it at the post office in Driftwater. Yeah, maybe. Alright, back to Driftwater. All the way back. By Driftwater, I mean dirt water. Hey, I need some help tracking down some missing mail. How do you mean? A mail delivery went missing on the way to Brentwood, and I'm hunting it on behalf of their mayor. The local mail station has a bunch of route maps, but I don't know which one I need. Well, that information ain't exactly secret, but I ain't supposed to just give it out either. A delivery going missing is bad news, though. Suppose it's alright just this once. Wait here a sec. After a couple of minutes, she comes back with a sheet of notepaper. Okay, so each map has a code number on it, you see, based on the region and direction of travel. She explains how to work out the code you need and gives you a cheat sheet for reference. Alright, now to send one of these postcards. Hi, I'm Bobcat Johnson. Any mail for me? Nope. Darn. Well, I'd like to send this postcard. Alrighty, let's have it. You write a quick note to Rufus letting him know what you've been up to and that you're okay. That'll be... Oh, it's one of them prepaid ones. That'll be 0 meat then. Alright. So if we actually advance the day, we will be able to, get a response from my brother. Alright. Now let's go shopping up at Dynamite Dan's. Oh, you have passed an abandoned campsite and an old crate catches your eye. On closer inspection, you find it's nailed shut. Maybe the campers used it to sit on and then forgot to take it with them? Their loss is your gain. If you have a crowbar to pry it open with, which I do, and whoa! What a haul. I got 3 lassos, ranch dressing, a lock, blood-building tonic, bottle of laudanum, and ranch dressing, by the way, is a medical device. Yeah, this looks perfectly safe. Yep, so if we had saved up this much meat, we could have bought a year's supply of dynamite, and then we could buy a whole bunch of other dynamite too. How much meat do I have? Not a lot, so I'll just be saving that. Alright, so the old mission has some necromancer stuff in it, so let's hit that while we're on this side of the mountains. On the side of the trail, you spot a beer barrel cactus, not to be confused with a beer barrel polka. You're not sure why they call them that, because they're shaped like mugs, not barrels. I'll gather some beer. You squeeze a mug's worth of beer out of the fragrant flowers. Excelsior. Alright, can I forage this? Nope. Everything needs foraging too, jeez. Okay. Nope, this way first. Not through the door. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. What's wrong, sister? They came back. They just came back and took them. I couldn't stop them. Whoa, slow down, okay? What happened? Our holy relics. The saints just stormed up out of the catacombs and took them back. Wow. I didn't know what to do. I thought maybe they fired me if I tried to stop them. The cardinal will be here any minute. What am I going to do? To start with, take a deep breath and try to calm down, okay? What's your name? I'm Sister Mary. My name's Bobcat. Now what's this about saints? Our mission is to protect 3 sacred relics. I'm the relic keeper. It's my specific job to look after them. Wait, so they call you Memento Mary? She shows you the ruler she keeps tucked in her sleeve. No, they do not. Okay, sorry. So what happened? The saints. It's too horrible. They just came to life somehow. They came up out of the catacombs all skeletal and ghastly looking. I mean, it's probably blasphemy to say that, but I nearly fainted. And they took back their relics? Yes, and if they aren't recovered before the cardinal gets here, I'll be in so much trouble. How much time is there? Well, actually, he's months overdue, so probably not all that urgent. But still. Alright, I'll get them back for you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, wait a second. You're gonna have to fight them? Are you gonna have to fight them to get the relics back? Because that's probably blasphemous too. I mean, probably, but if black magic brought them back to life, that's like super blasphemous, right? So it evens out. Oh dear, the cardinal's going to want to have a very long talk about this, but go ahead and do what you must, I suppose. Pew pew! This coffin looks like it was hauled down here fairly recently. It's empty. Huh, curious. It's a precariously balanced pyramid of skulls. They're all riled up and twitching. Are you sure? There's a lot of them and they're really mad. Maybe angering them all at once isn't a great idea. I got the jump on them. Ah, yeah. I can one-shot you. Alright, Susie. Alright, looks like Susie can one-shot any of them, so let's find the toughest one. Alright, we can recycle this. Wow, you guys got nothing on me. That's a lot of AP, and I don't have enough to cast it twice, so, heck with it. I'll just 2-cycle. I got a 2-cycle anyway, there's 3 enemies. Yeah, I was supposed to be here a little bit earlier, actually, but it just didn't pop up until pretty late. This skull has a gold tooth. I'll take it. The skull is twitching in a unnerving fashion. I suppose there'd be no way it could be twitching that wouldn't be unnerving. Let's put a stop to it. Yep, definitely OP for this particular dungeon. That's okay. You really cracked some skulls there. Well, one skull. You claim its only possession as a reward. The skull is sitting at a weird angle. I guess that's notable for some reason? Let's look under it. The skull is resting on top of a commemorative spoon. Your treasure hunting senses are finely honed, though it's not very discriminating. The skull is whispering at you. That doesn't seem right. It just sounds like gibberish, though really creepy gibberish. It's an empty alcove. There's a little serial number written below it. Oh hey, this is where that skull you found goes. You know, back at the Dave Yard, if you remember from last month. There we go, safe and sound. Yeah, we're gonna keep listening to it. I guess that comes in later. The pile of skulls has been cemented together for some reason. Alright, let's pick it apart. At the center of the pile, you unearth a skull, a shiny black stone. It's making more noise than stones usually do. Hey, let's get these guys together. I guess not. These bones are jiggling and rattling in an agitated way. Alrighty then. Oh, nice skulls. Target a skeleton with 2 skulls. Descriptive enemy name. You won. That's what you get, dumb old skeleton. This pile of skulls is strictly decorative. This way to the Pasillo del Santo. Hey, look at this. The remains of some kind of dark ritual. This stuff looks like it was abandoned weeks ago. Okay, let's see what's behind door number 3. It's a plaque. Here lies Saint Pope. He was excommunicated for impersonating a pope, but there was some kind of bureaucratic issue, so they weren't able to unbeautify him. I am a pope, seriously. Saint Pope stands beautifically behind the dais. He keeps doing his pope gestures, ignoring you. How can someone look so smug without even having a face? The longer you watch him, the more he gets on your nerves. Needed Moxie to insult him. I unleashed a torrent of insults that would make a sailor blush, and a sailor's mother ashamed of a sailor. Saint Pope's eyes narrow. Looks like you finally managed to make him mad enough to fight you. Yes, the problem with this Pope is that he's a little too mobile. But he won't last long. In stark contrast, this is where my first death was the first time I played the game. You put an end to Saint Pope's heresy once and for all. I got the Pope's pelvis and the fake Pope hat. Well, the fake Pope hat might actually be useful here. 1 second here. 2 armor and 2 moxie. Oh, that's actually worse. Never mind. Here lies Santa Cordata. She was drawn and quartered by heretics, and then the quarter that had her head on it was beheaded. The dismemberment was so effective that nobody was able to get her body to stay together even after she was just bones. The saint appears to be resting in pieces. Reassemble. Oh, you're pretty sure you have the bones assembled correctly. Yeah, this is like an early game stat check to make sure you're leveling up, or at least getting gear, because each room requires, 10 points of a different stat to actually trigger the boss fight. Nope. At the very last minute, the bones fly apart again. Seems like all you accomplished was making them angry. Goodness gracious. Who's got 38? Anybody? You've got 38. Alright, that's about the only thing you can one-shot there, Bean Man. Yep. Oh, let's take out the head. That did nothing to the rest of the body. They're not strong enough to actually hit me, though. So we'll get there eventually. Alright, so this is a pretty safe fight, despite the target-rich environment here. Let's take a look at what the Great Northern Blizzard looks like. Flashy. Suppose it doesn't matter which one I attack. And we're done here. One to go. Well done. Now Santa Cordata's in pieces so small they can't do any harm. Here lies St. Beefus. After he died, his body kept trying to rise to heaven, but it was so heavy he just kind of flopped around a bunch. They had to inter him in a big stone sarcophagus to put a stop to it. Strength check, of course, is opening the sarcophagus. Jeez, they really knew how to build heavy stone sarcophaguses back in the day. You grunt and strain and force the heavy stone sarcophagus lid open. There's a skeleton inside. Holy crap, his bones are huge. Fortunately, he appears to be asleep. Well, we shall wake the dead. Yeah, I would say huge indeed. Let's bean him. Good night. The bigger they are, the harder they excommunicate. Alright, let's get these relics back. Do I understand you yet? I know that comes in play later, but I don't remember how. The stone is only whispering, but it's still eerily louder than most stones you encounter. The rock is really whispering up a storm. It's in some weird dialect you can barely understand, though. Wait. No. It's just a thick accent, that's all. You listen carefully to the stone. Over the course of a few minutes, it whispers, resolving to comprehensible English. The stuff the stone is whispering turns out to be pretty boring. It's mostly just trivia about the geology of Tennessee. Meaningless to you unless you're planning on a spelunking trip soon. Oh well. At least you can understand the accent now. I got the Appalachian Skull Whispering perk. So does that mean now the skulls whisper some dark mountain secrets to you, which we can't print here because your switch would catch fire. Okay, we're going to return the fingerbone of St. Beefus. Sister Mary looks delighted. You pop the Pope pelvis back onto its Pope pelvis plinth. Sister Mary is pleased to ask punch. You lock the skull back in its little glass prison. It seems annoyed, but Sister Mary thanks you effusively. You recovered all of the relics. Oh, praise be. Thank you. Happy to have helped, sister. I must reward you for your efforts, though. We don't have much. But can I give you this old censer? We don't use it anymore because Sister Penelope is allergic to the incense. Of course, we got the censored sensor. Okay, so we got some stuff here. Let's check out what my offhand things are doing here. How about those rings? Actually, what am I doing for pants lately? Because we have picked up a few pants. 10 HP to 2 armor. Alright, nope, still using. Keep picking up gear and I'm not using it. Alright, so that was some more fun stuff there. Let's actually go. Ooh, a hellcalf. I spot a hellcalf racing off the side of the trail just as it spots you. Its eyes glow, and 2 shadow cows split off from it, forming a small, frightening herd. You shall ride into their midst. Alright, so that's a brass sensor with ass starred out. Alright. Yeah, haha. Guess everything on this side of the mountains just ain't beefy enough for me now. Let's just beat them down. Victory! You managed to defeat the calf and all of its shadows, and in doing so, slightly reduced the amount of evil in the world. Ah, yes, finally! Cow hate flashes in Susie's eyes. Her resolve intensifies. Just in time to kill some bandits. You walk into the millinery and find 5 bandits lounging around on big piles of half-made hats. It's the law, skedaddle! The bandits scatter like cockroaches, each setting themselves behind a different door. Guess you'll have to wrangle them individually. This patch of filthy floor wears a lot of hats. You don't know much about hat making, but you do know that this doesn't make any sense. I saw you, Twig. I saw you, Wiggle. Alright, that's one bandit down. We skipped room 1 because of terrible pathing. So many brims, so little time. This hat is slightly different. Say what you will about these guys, they were never brimless. That's 2. Now we're in room 3. Given the quality of one-liners around here, you don't need multiple. There's a trick to it, but what is the trick? Squatchies. These are for parts of some weird kind of hat you would never wear. Oh, I hear snoring. Aha! These crates are filled to the top with brims. These hats look like they're more comfortable to sit on than wear. More brims. Even more brims. Brims, brims, brims. This is apparently the demo model from a player piano showroom. It's only got 3 songs on it. They're all children's versions of traditional songs that are in the recently invented public domain, and they're all set up to play just the first few seconds on the loop. The people who worked here must have hated it. What song do you want to set the dial to? Ooh, public domain Joe. You changed the song on the piano. Is that whistling you here? Uh-huh. Oh, yes. There's no dent in here. You found all 5 of the bandits. Let's deal with them. Shoot 'em. You shoot nice, neat circles through all the bandits' hats. That gives you something to aim for when you execute them. 5 black hats with holes in them. Justice is served. Proof that you dealt with the millinery gang and that you are devoid of compassion. Good. Let's pick the lock and go on in. Several years worth of hat magazines, Hat Trend, Hat and Head, Hats Today, that kind of thing. The guy who sat here wore a lot of hats, but he made even more. I don't have safe cracking yet, and I hope to find it one day. Alright. You know, I might not join... Ooh, another hellcalf. You notice trails of burnt vegetation off the side of the trail, which can only mean one thing. A hellcalf is grazing nearby. Very weak considering the area we're in. Yep, Susie's still carving notches so she can still level up. As powerful as she is now, she can get even stronger. Alright, so we're gonna go to the jail, get our reward. Well, howdy there. Got another bounty for me? 5 black hats with bullet holes in them. The black hat bandits, I presume? That's right. I guess where they're going, they won't need hats. Here's your reward. Yep, the last one's kind of long. So, maybe we'll just leave that one alone. Alright, we don't need to go to the silver plater. Circus we might have to, but later. But we don't have to do it now. Alright, I guess. To the soup stock load, pick up a few more things. Off the trail's shoulder, you see some ancient petroglyphs carved into a rock. They seem to translate to, "My 5th is the 5th of a burning eye closing." Interesting. The soup stock load. Somebody bent their yucca. Ooh, this cart's overflowing with savory tailings. And I got the mind-splaining bonus. Alright, let's see what I got for XP right now. Oh yeah, plenty of XP. So let's do a couple of things here. Let's boost the blizzard. Yeah, boost my regeneration. Let's upgrade my foraging. Let's get that bean golem a little more oomph. Get a little more moxie, a little more mysticality. Oh, I can upgrade my spleen. Alrighty, moving on. These lockers have been pretty picked over by the looks of them. I found a few worthwhile things, though: a can of oil, a thermos, a spike coffee, and a sulfur match. There's a toolbox on the bench, but it's locked and welded to the bench. Nice work. The toolbox is unsurprisingly full of tools. I could have saved money on that monkey wrench. Oh well. I'll just sell one of them. It's a pool of boiling soup. More soup. Search the knapsack. It's filled with trash, but you do find a spooky white mask. Weird. Whoever was camping left in a hurry. There's a diary under the crude pillow of this bedroll. Entry 1. This mine is the worst. It sucks so bad here. I've been in some lousy mines, but this one really takes the cake. Everything smells like soup. The walls are slick with it. I swear, I can feel it getting into my pores. If I went to a doctor for a blood test, he'd probably tell me my blood is tomato basil bisque or whatever. Every time I come in here, I feel as though I've been infected by it in some way. We finally managed to get deep enough to hear the master, but it turned out that the dank soup table is higher than we thought. We're spending 90% of our time bailing this stuff out and only 10% digging. I got noodles in my boots. I hate this so much. Now the damn elevator's busted. It was always making a rattling noise and the guys off shift couldn't sleep. That finally stopped, but it's not because the elevator itself stopped moving. And we can't move at all. Why do we even set up camp here? We had to spend the whole day scrounging around to find replacement 137, 59, and 23 pound compression springs for repairs. We'll install them tomorrow. Boss says we're giving up here and heading into a real deep mine they found up northwest. It's a shame we wasted all this work, but hot damn, it was a good way to get away from all this soup. I'll never eat soup again in my life. Got the springs installed proper-like, with the strongest behind the shortest bolt and so on. But there's no time to wrench everything down. Gotta pack. It's not like the elevator matters much anymore. I really hope I don't screw up again and forget my diary here when it's time to leave. I don't think I've ever managed to fill in more than 10 pages in the same diary. Alright, let's get some wrenching. See 3 very different sized bolts on the side of the elevator, which are all very loose. So we need exactly 3,200 pounds of pressure required. Let's see if I remember the math here. Alright, 411, 822, 1, 2, 3. Nope. Alright, so it was... Okay, I did that. 4, 1, 2. I don't know, I might not do this one. But I think there's something... Alright, 411. Okay, we'll get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. That was not what I was going for. No, that wasn't enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's a +1. That's a +1. That's a +5. that's not gonna work. Okay, so alright, because 3 and 7 increment the 1's digit by 1 and the 5 increments it by 5. That means I have to turn 3 and 7 in some combination 5 or 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we turn this an odd number of times. Nope, that was not the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Nope. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Nope, that ain't it either. And that once, and this 4 times. What if I turned you? Must have hit something too many times. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. That's not good. So, alright, so we've done every possible combination of 3 and 7, doing it 5 times. So now we're going to try doing it, do some combinations that'll add up to 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 5, 6. Boom! I hear the plate snap firmly into place. The elevator seems to now be humming with life. It's working now. Bowl of soup, and another bowl of soup. And what's this? Yeah, oh, vibrato transponder goes crazy when I'm near this crack. Okay. It says Kazuno Krakoa's Tasta Benraco Kuzrato. In case you're wondering. Don't have any keystones. Alrighty. Well, there's nothing I can do about this for the moment, so yeah. Interesting side note. Hey, no, get back out there. There's a lot of heat, but I can take it. I'll take the soup. And what's this? There are hundreds of snakes lounging around this pool with hot soup. Let's take out the soup snakes. An eldritch soup snake. This might be an infinite snake location. Ooh, you guys are tough. But I think we got it. I made mincemeat of those soup snakes. Alright, that's not the exit. The elevator's the exit. Oh, that's right. I don't have to actually go all the way out to get back to the map. Dio suddenly gets spooked by something off the side of the trail, and it's easy to understand why. There's a horse skeleton in that ditch, which is a thing that is probably extra spooky if you're a horse. Approaching the horse more closely, you see the tattered remains of a pair of Pony Express saddlebags on its skeletal flanks. The starboard bag is empty, but the port one contains a skeletal human hand with a ring on it. You conclude that either the horse's rider died with its hand in the saddlebag, or somebody is really sad that the skeleton hand they ordered never showed up even though they paid extra to have it sent Pony Express. Either way, free ring! We will not be using the Ring of Getting Places Faster because we want those random encounters to show. Okay, no luck on the east, no luck on the bread. I found the missing library book. Half of it. Well, that's a real bagel biter. Oh well. Everybody mostly skipped the words and just looked at the pictures anyway. Mostly just the bottom half of the pictures. So that's alright. At least the captions are still there, I guess. No logging permit. Got the soup right here. You're a real lifesaver. I was about ready to gnaw my own beard off. That'd have been a shame. Hey, so 2 of their problems are solved, even though I'm not going to solve them all. But it's getting us XP. And the XP is something we kinda need. Alright, so back to the postal way station. As we slowly work our way back across the map from going to the post office. Your transponder beeps and the signal leads to one of those El Vibrato robots, which is basically just doing aimless donuts around a forest clearing. Well, we can't have that, can we? No, you should have rolled higher, Bobcat. Put that robot out of its misery, or boredom, or I guess just existence if you prefer not to personify it. Do you have enough scraps to advance the El Vibrato plotline now? Alright, back to the post office. Use the cheat sheet, find the route map that leads to Breadwood. You follow the map, and along the route to Breadwood, you find a suspicious-looking house. Let's investigate the house. Something about this house makes you suspicious. You can't quite put your finger on it. This place looks perfectly normal, after all. But you can't shake the feeling that there's something very wrong going on here. Maybe you're just being paranoid. Cellar door. Man, I bet it's all kinds of horror down there, like some kind of medieval torture dungeon. It's locked. But it is locked to keep you out, or to keep something in. Whoa, it's a Plotco lock. Those things are unpickable. You approach the door hesitantly. You could be getting yourself into a real bad situation. This tree looks like it wants a hug, but I don't recommend that. It's probably just pretending to be friendly so it can suck out your soul. Something ain't right here. It's too quiet. It's pretty creepy. Feels like someone's watching us. I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. Ugh, I ain't scared of nothing, but why are we doing this again? To show people on the stream, of course. You knock on the door. A voice inside calls out, "Come in! It's open! It's always open." The door creaks open, and you step inside the house. The interior is an absolute nightmare. The walls are covered with rusty chains and hooks, as well as a variety of wicked-looking knives and shears. A man of indeterminate age and slightly hunched posture grins widely as you enter, his eyes gleaming. He's standing near a large puddle of blood on the floor. "Hello, my name is Chuck. Welcome to my little blood and breakfast. Your what? Blood and breakfast. Oh, sorry, I have a lisp. A lisp. Yes, it makes Lud sound like Lud. Uh, Bed and breakfast. I see. People also tell me I emphasize words oddly, but I don't get that at all. This is a large collection of steel chains and hooks, as well as knives, shears, and other bladed implements. Everything is covered with rust, or possibly dried blood, or possibly both. Ah, you've noticed my collection. Yeah, it's dramatic. It all belonged to my father, and his father before him. They were butchers. And you? I do a little bit, but not professionally. I broke with family tradition to run my little blood and breakfast. Sorry, that's private. That's my blood room. Your what? My blood room. My bedroom. Oh, right. Gotcha. Never mind then. There's a kettle on the stove and it's still hot. There is a lot of blood on the floor here. I can't help but notice you have a giant pool of blood on your floor. Blood? Oh, no. I can see why you might think that, as this is certainly Rudd-like blood, but this is tomato soup. Tomato soup. Yes, I spilled my lunch. How very clumsy of me. I was just getting started cleaning up when you arrived. I see. Chuck is staring at you. You notice that his left eye has the tendency to drift sideways as he stares, and then reset when he blinks, which is not often enough. Little pantry chef with various tins and jars on it. Excuse me. Yes? How can I help you? You said you're running a bed and breakfast here? That's what I slud, yes. Could I have a look at the guest room? It's in the cellar, but I'm afraid it's unavailable at the moment. My last guest has only just checked out, and I still need to clean up the mess. Oh. What's on the menu? Homemade sausages and tomato soup. I also have a special tea blend that's a real knockout. What kind of sausages? Long pork sausages. My grandfather's own recipe. Did you just say long pork? That's right. I make them longer than regular pork sausages. They're more filling that way. This is puzzling and uncomfortable for many different reasons. You mentioned a special tea blend? Yes, a special herbal blend that puts my guests right to sleep. It's very effective. Has a mailman been by recently? Why, yes. My last guest was a mailman. Such a nice fellow. It's a shame he's no longer with us. I hope you just mean that he left. I like to think that he'll always be here. In spirit. Thanks. There's nothing very unusual, but you do notice 2 jars of tea leaves. One labeled Sleepy Time and Earl Grape. You surreptitiously swap the labels. Chuck doesn't seem to have noticed. Alright. Special tea blend. Oh, that reminds me. I left the kettle on. The water should be boiled by now. Would you care for a cup of tea? No, thanks. I'm good. Chuck pours himself a cup of tea and sips at it while staring at you. After a bit, he starts to look drowsy. Oh my, I'm coming over all sleepy. Perhaps I should get my blood down for a few minutes. It has been a long day. Please, excuse me. The door leads to Chuck's blood room, or perhaps bedroom. Going through Chuck's drawers seems like maybe not a good idea. There's a key on top of the dresser, though. Yoink! You got an item, Chuck's key. Yoink indeed. A cellar door. And I bet it's all kinds of horror down there. You unlock the door and steel yourself for what you're about to see. It doesn't look nearly as horrific down here as you expected, unless you're particularly horrified by an unmade bed. Books left by previous guests. There are quite a few good books here, actually. Ooh, Advanced Bean Craft, Locks and How to Pick 'em, which I guess we can just sell, and Frightening Topics in Next Mix. What a haul indeed. So Advanced Bean Craft Volume 107. There's a list of meditation techniques to help you concentrate while cooking and or fighting. It gives Use the Old Bean, a skill that buffs your mysticality. And there's the Butter Bean, which is a spell that debuffs the enemy. And I guess we'll do the Bean Wall. You practice making hills of beans flatter and flatter until they become walls. Unfortunately, just as you finally master the technique, you drop the book on the other side of one of those walls and lose it. Getting smarter about next specs means being able to summon skeletons who are smarter at doing what you say. This seems like it's probably pretty dangerous. Are you sure you want to read it? Are you certain? The dark arts are no laughing matter. Oh yeah, mess me up. The book is full of magic spells, which don't make any sense to you until you get to the next to the last chapter and realize that they're not spells for you to cast, but spells for a skeleton to cast. One of the appendices mentions in passing how to summon such a skeleton. As you turn over the last page, the book vanishes in a puff of black smoke. You don't feel so well. Your blood darkens and curdles. I have the thin blood perk. Where are you? Your blood is curdled with dark energy. It's thinner and grayer than blood ought to be. -10 to maximum HP. Alright, nothing on the shelves. There's a blank postcard on the nightstand. Alright, that should be as plenty of postcards for me then. Hey, this looks like that missing bag of mail. You sling the sack of mail over your shoulder. Neither rain nor sleet nor super creepy blood and breakfast proprietors. As you're climbing out of the cellar, a mailman approaches you. Oh man, thank goodness you found my mail. This mailbag is yours? Yeah, I've been stressed out lately. I took a day off and rented a room here for a sort of mini vacation. Chuck's a great guy. A little weird, I guess, but real personable. And his cooking is great. The tomato soup and those great big sausages. His tea did wonders for my insomnia, too. It did seem pretty effective. Anyway, I forgot my mailbag and wasn't sure where I left it, so I've been retracing my steps for ages. Thanks for finding it. Sure, no problem. Here you go. The mailman walks away with the bag over his shoulder, whistling a cheerful tune. Well, that's sorted, I guess. You see a partially burned military signpost off the side of the trail. It says Fort Treason, but the part that says how far away it is burned off. As you ride in the direction of the arrow for about 40 feet and see the fort. Apparently it was 40 feet away. Yada yada yada. Found the missing mailman, too. He's on his way to deliver it. Excellent. I hope there's a new issue of Mayor's Monthly. Okay. So we've got things sorted out a little. Let's see if we can sort things out a little more. Yep. Go to Fort Treason in the military summary. Oh, what's this? A goblin is wandering along the path, muttering and ranting out loud to itself. Why not you cramming an entire baguette up your icing funnel? Now what? Go marrying a bagel, muffin chucker. Yeah. I will not stand here and be insulted so, you foul-mouthed goblin. You're a real roll jerker. Let's see here. Oh wow. I have too many skills. Where is my skeletal thrall? Ooh. You won. That'll teach him to insult strangers, the muffin chucker. Oh, I got the Breadwood cheat sheet. Whatever could that be? This is a handy reference guide to some of the most fashionable profanity mankind has to offer. Ah, it's an offhand buff. Alright, another fort. Let's see what we got here. Looks like they left in the middle of dinner. We got clove drops and soda crackers. Ooh, this footlocker is still locked. I got an artillery targeting flare, smelling salts, army field trauma kit, and a full canteen. That flare will come in handy later, if we're still looking for books. The lock on this footlocker has rusted away. Oh, army field trauma kit, silver bullet, incendiary bullet. More lock picking. Oh, here we go. Got Private Matthew's diary, the key to P.O. Box 114. Army canteen, an army field trauma kit, hardtack, and an artillery saber. Great haul. And now we have Private Lemon's diary, a full canteen, an army field trauma kit. So, booyah. This must have been where they stored all the fire. Alright, so so this is part of a setup that we got way back from where we got the Demi-Culvacurn cannonball. You look at the cannon, it's a fine cannon. You look through the rangefinder of the cannon, but you can't see any indication of something you want to shoot at. You decide not to waste the ball. But here we have a targeting flare now. Valbrado transponder thingy bleeps, and you follow the bleeps to a shallow cave that you think might be a bear down. Fortunately, the bear isn't in right now, and you find a weird crate at the back. Oh, wow. You poke at the crate until you find the button that makes it open. Presumably the bear won't miss this stuff. We got some El Vibrato scaps, punch cards, food cube, and a teleporter. Not that we'll see much use out of the teleporter, but hey. It's a solid steel vault door. Targeting flare is placed. You hear the cackle of north-southwestern lightning snake. Too bad, you don't have a forked lightning rod with you. Wait, that wouldn't worked at all, would it? Alrighty, well then. Just enough. Take that, snake. It was a little bit frightening, but your attacks were faster than lightning. Alright. Yep, nope, we still have to learn how to aim the cannon. Alright, well that'll come along later. Alright, let's actually hit up a cemetery. Find some more necromancy going down. You spot a guy riding down the road on a brown horse, wearing a brown fur cap and carrying a brown shopping bag with a brown loaf of stolen bread sticking out the top. You can tell it's stolen because the bag has a little picture of a loaf of bread on it. He rides up and brandishes the great big loaf of bread at you. Hand over all your bread or I'll bludgeon you to death. Geez, you sure like bread, huh? Yeah, it's kind of my thing. I can offer him infinite bread, but no, we're fighting, because that's what we do. Alright, we're gonna beat the rough, tough bandit. Gonna beat Billy the Baguette here. We're gonna burn him with a beam. We're gonna get a beam burned Billy the Baguette bandit. You beat up the bandit and take his big loaf of extremely braille... I'm not doing the bee thing anymore, come on. Of extremely stale bread. No, he protests. Not my bread. Oh, I've got a hard loaf. I'm willing to bet that's a weapon rather than a food. Military cemetery, the burial plots, the eternal flame, and what's over here? There's a shovel. I already have a shovel, though. Let's check out the caretaker shanty. You poke around in the shed. The caretaker appears to have been shirking his duties for quite a while, judging by the dust on the cobwebs. Looks like the mayor was right about him having wandered off. Guess you're gonna have to fetch him back here to do his job. Alright, Snowy. You're, let's see, look at the tools, look under the chair, scope out the desk, and take a look at the flyers tacked to the wall. Yeah, in case you're wondering, guys. This is what I'm contending with here, right in front of the gameplay screen. Yep. That's not at the right level here. Yep. It is Catter Day after all, but this is how I keep him from just standing in the doorway and meowing at me all stream. Alright, so let's look at the tools. Well, tool, singular. There's a shovel here. Since you already have a shovel, you leave it alone. It's not like you'll be able to dig twice as fast. So let's look under the chair. Like all chairs owned by one guy, it has years worth of lint and food crumbs underneath it. The desk is covered with old paints, battered newspapers, and features a large collection of tiny jars of paint, as well as a jar of fine tip brushes, a can of thinner, and a stack of history books. How curious. Alright, check out the flyers. You find a flyer for a military reenactment enthusiast society. Apparently they meet regularly at Fort Memoriam. Maybe that's where the caretaker went. Alright, that's enough poking around. Let's check out Z Eternal Flame. Oh, that's warning. Caution, do not touch Eternal Flame. That's potentially disrespectful. Let's see what this goblin's after. The goblin is roasting a weenie over the Eternal Flame. That's not like a long pork sausage, is it? I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do that. No is good fire. No to wasting it. Yeah, no, we're fighting. Alright, Goblin Chef. You're not going to be gobbling anything else now. Teach the goblin not to play with fire. At least not special commemorative fire, and not while you're around. Got some goblin bratwurst. Is this burning an eternal flame? Yes. Alright, now we have the burial plots. Beyond the gate stands countless rows and columns of tombstones. Well, they're not actually countless. I've counted them and there are 999 of them. You can visit an individual plot by number if you'd like. Alright, you guys in the chat, do you have any numbers you want to try? I'll give you a couple of freebies here. Next to the tombstone, you find a pair of refuse, obviously left behind by one of the necromancer's cultists. In addition to being an evil meddlers and dark forces best left unmeddled in, those jerks were real litterbugs. You find a mostly burned scroll. Next to the tombstone, you find a pedestal with a leather-bound book on top of it. Looks evil. You better grab it before somebody else does. And I got the horrifying concepts of Next Mex. Alright, Dio, you want to go to 509? We'll go to 509. You approach the grave. It reads, Captain Stan Gross, 76 Pyrotechnics Division. You hear a rattling and scratching from beneath the tombstone. Alright, ooh, a skeletal cannoneer. He's quite durable, and holy crap. Holy crap. Alright, this will cover me from gunfire, so I'm glad I learned that last time. But I think I'm gonna... because I don't think I'm gonna kill him this cycle. Aha! Eat beans. Yeah, that's the toughest fight we had in a while. You beat the skeleton and stuff what's left of it back into the grave hole. Alrighty. Let's take a look at our loot here. The scroll has been mostly burned beyond legibility, but you can just barely make out something about Hellcow energy in between the scorched marks. The scroll is in bad shape, but you can't make out anything new, but you're convinced this must be another clue to the whereabouts of the necromancer. You stick the scroll in your journal. Being a necromancer isn't all about skeletons and skulls. Sometimes you get to go slightly further down the hierarchy and do stuff with teeth. Rain of teeth, eh? Pretty dangerous, no laughing matter. For each page of the book you read, one of your teeth falls out. It continues this way for way more pages than you thought you had teeth, until you realize that your teeth aren't falling out, but instead you've been learning how to conjure new teeth into existence the whole time. As you turn over the last page, the look vanishes in a puff of black smoke. You don't feel so well. Oh, your useless physical form becomes even more useless with withered muscles. Alright. You found a cryptic note about the Hellcow energy. The necromancers there must be near that crazy portal you found at the Hellstorm Ranch. Alright, I think I need one more clue and then I'm good. But in the meantime, are there any burial plots you'd like to visit? Alright. This grave doesn't bear any of the telltale marks of necromantic interference, so we'll dig it up. The ground here is rocky and pretty hard on your shovel. Instead of the coffin, you find an urn. Looks like this soldier was cremated or died in a fire. We got human ashes, a handful of loose teeth, burial whiskey, and an old wedding ring. Come on, lucky number 7. All lucky 7s. You approach the grave. It reads Sergeant Major Paul Foley, 420th Infantry Division. So let's dig it up. Incendiary bullet smelling salts might come in handy later after using up all the ones I had to not win in a goblin fight. Actually, speaking of 420th Infantry, Plot 420 is completely overgrown with mushrooms. You root around blue shroomage and find a book. Coincidentally, it's a book about mushrooms. I'll stop looting graves to read the book. It's a book about mushrooms, printed on paper, which is made from trees, which mushrooms sometimes grow on. It really makes you think. You flip through the book and memorize the positions of all the spots on all of the mushrooms. I am a passing fair mycologist now, but when I finish reading the book, I absent-mindedly misplace it while musing about mushrooms. No other requests? I mean, I know somebody's going to ask, so... First Lieutenant Seth Whitney, Jr., 69th Innuendo Division. Grave is quiet. Oh. The ground here is rocky, and it's pretty hard on your shovel. You make it down to the coffin and find a lockbox, which you open. More smelling salts? Great. Your shovel finally gives up the ghost, so to speak. Alright, I'm gonna go steal a shovel then. We're all good. Okay, any other graves to loot? Any other special numbers for you guys? No, we did 666 already. That's where we got the Necromancer Tome. Sergeant Lucy Belvedere, 77th Armored Division. Grave is quiet. More trauma kits. I go on one more before we blast the shovel. Give me something random here, guys. Ooh, soldier buried here in the final grave is making a lot of noise. Skeletal Calgary man. My weapons aren't very good on him. But I do pack a heck of a beam. Army gravediggers didn't start indexing at 0. Nothing? Alright, we'll move on to our next stop. You notice the black spot at the base of the mountains to the east. You feel compelled to investigate. The Madness Maw Mine. We'll be back there. Hello, partner. Hey, Susie. I heard about a ranch in that area which might be notable. What do you mean? It's one that weren't never attacked by the cows. Huh. Yeah, that might be worth investigating. We found the Kellogg Ranch. Am I forgetting anything? Susie points out that you've got enough scrap for the professor to do whatever he wanted to do with it now. We're going to go to Fort Memoriam first. A massive pile of candy wrappers and empty snack bags. The shelf is laden with candy. Sugar guns, more sugar guns, and sugared pork balls. The shelf is stuffed full of rule books for a weird game those nerds are playing. Let's study them. You pore over the rules until you understand them perfectly enough to realize that they're for an entirely different game than these guys are actually playing. Oh well, at least you learned something useful. As you're about to walk away from the shelf, you notice a book that definitely doesn't belong there. We got the Dangerously Advanced Next. So we're at the point where the perks are a little too beefy, so I'm going to hold off on reading any more of them until we're getting to where we need to be. This pile of trash smells very, very bad. You power through the stench and you find a few non-garbage items in the pile, like the Kurt's Fit pants. Oh, we get to do one more of these today. The liquid in the spittoon is bright yellow. I feel that's all that needs to be said about it. Let's look closer. I'll never understand you. Alright, well, you crouch down next to the spittoon. From the nauseatingly sweet stench coming off it, it appears that these nerds haven't been using it as a makeshift urinal as you may have suspected, but rather they're using bright yellow lemon lime soda flavored chewing tobacco. Unless? Well, another possibility is that they have been using it as a urinal and they're all extremely diabetic, which, now I think about it, is a real possibility. In fact, it's probable that both of these things are true. Search it. Really? You're just gonna put your hand in the nerd's piss and or spit bucket? Just gonna dive right in there, huh? Just gonna splish splash around in that sticky yellow broth of spit and pee with no restraint whatsoever? I sure am. With a fanfare of sad trombones and a choir of angels retching, a sword rises out of the spittoon held aloft by a wet, bedraggled, and miserable-looking woman's arm. Since you're already kneeling, the arm wastes no time before tapping you on both soldiers here, shoulders with the sword, splashing your clothes with yellow slime and officially declaring you Bobcat Johnson, King of Filth. Congratulations. The sword clatters on the floor as the hand drops it with a shudder and withdraws into the spittoon. You got Belchscalibur. Deals stench damage instead of physical. Stove is sad neglected. Anything else to look at? Guess not. Let's keep on rolling. This guy doesn't seem interested in the game. He's just noodling around on his guitar. Hey, what's up? Not into the game? Nah, I mean I like games. That's why I hang out with these guys. I've gotten bored of these strategy war games. I want something different. Like what? Well, I like playing the guitar, so I was thinking of some kind of guitar game where you pretend you're in a band and you have to hit the right chords. That sounds hard if you don't already know how to play guitar. Yeah, I thought of making a real simplified version of guitar, but that wouldn't have been much fun for me. Well, I have an idea. Instead of pretending to play in a band, why don't you join an actual band and play guitar for real? I know a place that's looking for talent. Huh, put my guitar skills to actual use? That's not a bad idea. Okay, cool. It's the Jewel Saloon in Dirtwater. Tell them I sent ya. Thanks a bunch. I'll head out right now. Okay. Not many... Hey, get back here. Not many people would walk around in a cow hat in this day and age. Not to imply they were ever in fashion or anything. Hi, I'm Bobcat. I'm Melvin. Are you the cemetery caretaker? Nope. I think Jeff said something about having a day job. Hasn't been that day for like 2 weeks, though. Sorry. What's with the hat? We're doing historical reenactments. You're playing a tabletop war game. Well, okay, sure, but a historical one. Anyway, we only switched to this after we quit doing real reenactments. Why'd you quit? It was too much exercise. Also, somebody kept refusing to lie down when he got killed. You missed! So what's this game you're playing? Oh, you probably aren't familiar with this type of board game. It's a very specialized form of entertainment. What I mean is, you seem to be using the Flintlock 400 rules, but my brother's set didn't have cows. Oh, well, yeah, we had to mod them in ourselves. Cool, huh? This guy keeps peering intently at the figures on table and muttering about line of sight. Hi, I'm Bobcat. Hi, I'm Mike. Are you the son? Yeah. No, that's Jeff. I'm a paralegal. There's a lot of those in this hobby, I've noticed. Yeah, 'cause here, if you lose the argument, nobody goes to jail. You seem to be taking this game real seriously. Well, of course, you gotta play to win, otherwise what's the point? Having fun? Exactly, and winning is how you do that. You having line of sight issues? Yeah, they don't let me have my tape measure on the board when it isn't my turn anymore, so I have to eyeball it. Looks like you could get a hit on that front guy. He'd have partial cover, though. Yeah, I think you mean soft cover. Oh, you're playing 4th edition. Oh, yeah. 3rd edition was a total kludge. Man, you and my brother would be bitter enemies. This guy is eating chips like they're going out of style. Wait, he's a nerds. Nerds don't care about what's in style. Hi, I'm Bobcat. I'm Jeff. Are you the cemetery caretaker? Yeah, that's me. Did one of the other guys tell you? I try to keep it hush because people assume you're a weirdo if you work in a graveyard. I'm actually here to tell you to get back to work because skeletons are wandering out of the place and causing trouble for the neighbors. Aw, nuts. Okay, well look, I'm on a real winning streak here. I'll go back once it's over, okay? Ooh, I need more outfoxing to get rid of this guy. Let's see if I got enough XP to just take the level here. Yes, I do. As we were saying, well, let's see what else he has to say. So, you like this game? Yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm working on some rule mods for naval combat so we can do older wars like Conquistadors and Vikings and stuff. Conquistadors versus Vikings would be pretty cool. Man, I know, right? How'd you get into this? Well, I had a lot of time to read at my job, and I mostly read a lot of history. So when I saw this flyer for a historical reenactment thing, I thought it sounded interesting. They already quit doing the real reenactments by the time I joined, but this is pretty good too, and painting the figurines gives me something else to do at work. Well, you already lost. Look at the table. Huh? You're outflanked and they still have reinforcement shits left. You've got maybe one cannon bombardment still in you, but the dice are way against you on this terrain. You got 2 turns left, tops. Ah, jeez. Yeah, I guess you're right. Alright, fine. Hey guys, I'm gonna cut out and go back to work. I'll catch you next week. Monme Rufus stopped drinking that brand of soda after he didn't sleep for 4 days and started yammering about putting our cat in a box to see if it was alive or not. Hi, I'm Bobcat. I'm Buddy. So how do you like this game? It's pretty good. I prefer the science fiction version though. What's that like? Oh, it's real interesting. It has vehicles that move without horses and guns that fire more than once before reloading. Whoa, sounds really imba. How'd you get into this? I was in the actual war. Made it out with only a few scars and a limp, fortunately, on account of how I spent the whole thing hiding in a cave. When I heard about reenactments, I signed up to find out what I missed. This is probably not a whole lot like what you missed. Yeah, better snacks for one. This guy is excitedly and repeatedly describing his favorite kinectoscope reel. Hi, I'm Bobcat. Howdy, I'm Ernie. What's this kinectoscope thing you've been talking about? Oh man, you haven't seen the Dickinson experimental sound film yet? It's amazing. What's it about? Well, there are these 2 guys dancing while a 3rd guy plays a violin into a huge cone. You can actually hear the violin. It's so great. And then a 4th guy walks in. What does he do? Nothing. That's when it ends. Sounds pretty avant-garde. How's the game going? Pretty good. We're on a real winning streak. If we'd been in charge of the army when the real war happened, things might have gone a lot differently. Probably the real war was a lot more unbalanced in terms of unit allotments. Good point. Alright, so let's try a few of these here. And then we'll call it a night. Can I play? Well, the rules are pretty complex. I don't think the others will want to stop to play a teaching game. I already know it. My brother used to bug me to play him all the time so he could test his strategies. Well then, that's great. Yeah, we're short a player on the cow side. Step up to the table and grab some dice. Alright, the table is covered with little toy soldiers and little toy cows and little weird dice. So I'll play our little game. So we've got 4 battles here, and these are basically puzzles. So you've got particular skills and particular amount of AP and particular units on your side, and you've got to take out the other side without having, your overmind, your veiny being with horns coming out of it, killed. So it also gives instructions on how the other units work. The army units just attack the guy in front of them, and this guy heals wounded enemies, so of course the cow is dumb and will attack whatever's in front of them, and this is just a meat shield. So we're going to use the held missile and just take the healer out. Alright, now this is where things are. Probably just heal myself. Gotta hit him twice more, and oh dear. I do believe I have made a grave error. Come on, live. Alright, I got this. You prevailed in the Battle of Cow Ridge. Oh, I'm not getting any XP for this. Okay. So, this is where things get more complicated. So, this one does area of effect damage. This one targets the person with the highest HP. And this one will attack the enemy with the highest mysticality, always. So this one attacks the nearest column of any enemies in it. And this one will restore 1 AP to the Bover Mind every round. So, first thing is first. Let's destroy the Grenader, because that damage is going to add up fast. But that's okay, because they'll kill them all. Okay. Now we destroy this guy. You're dead, and I get an AP back, and oh no, you're not quite dead. Alright, this should get him. And now, you don't do anything. I mean, you're going to heal yourself here. Unless the Blackest Angus can get him. Yep. Done. Alright, now Lobber's Battle. It's called Lobber's Battle because, well, we've got nothing but lobbers here. And we are going to get grenaded, and we're going to get grenaded very hard. So I think what I need to do is rate... So I think my first turn I gotta boost this guy's stats. Because I don't think he does quite enough damage to kill one, but we will test this theory. Yep. Yep, we are probably going to lose this one then. So I'll just, yep, we'll just get a quick restart here. I suppose I could have picked the surrender thing, but let's try that one again. Yep, this one's probably harder than the next one. Alright. So we buff you. Doesn't end my turn. So we'll take one of them out too. You'll take one of them out. And now, can't kill something for another turn, but I think I'm just going to focus on healing from here on out. Alright, so we're going to take 4 damage next turn. I've got 4 HP, she's got 4 HP, so thanks for the AP, but you're going down. Alright, I only need... Alright, I'll only take 2 damage. So I have at least 3 HP left. Yes, I do. So, we got this in the bag. Alrighty, I prevailed in the Lobber's Battle of 1886, and that is right. Alright, let's finish the last one, the early skirmish. zap one of these guys, the meat shield's going to be gone almost immediately. Alright, they can take 2 hits. So, yeah, I don't want these guys. Do I want these guys getting through to me? I have 4 action points. They'll be able to destroy another one next turn. Nah. Let's play it safe here. Alright. Muscle 5, Moxie 5. Yep. Alright, I can heal myself once. And this is effectively a free hit. Heal myself twice. Alright, let's see how much damage I take from this guy. A lot. Heal me. Got him. Pyrrhic victory. Awesome. Wow, you're really good at this game. Getting good was the only way to keep my little brother from lording it over me all the time. I feel like we should give you some kind of prize, huh? Got some leftover guns from when I was gluing the figurines together. Want them? Sure. So I got a bunch of really small guns. Which is actually useful later, surprisingly. But we are done here in Fort Memoriam. Alrighty. Well, ooh, what's this? There's a skeleton out here in the desert. That's not very strange, because people die all the time in the desert. This skeleton, though, is doing arm curls with a pair of iron dumbbells. He doesn't have any muscles, but somehow his bones are extremely ripped and or swole. It doesn't even begin to make sense. I can show concern for his health, but no, we fight everybody. This is a fight and run. Ooh, I can rain some teeth. That's not a lot, though. Alright, well, let's burn him. This guy's gonna hit hard, though. Alright, I can take it. We're good. Victory. You've won, and it turns out what they say is true. Skeletons with big bones have big feet. He's also carrying some kind of brochure? Alright, let's take a quick peek at the Kellogg Ranch brochure. It's a brochure about that weird combination dude ranch sanatorium down south. There's something in it you don't already know, so you just toss it. Alrighty. Alright, so we're going to wrap things up for now. Stay tuned for part 3, where I think that it's probably going to be all done. My name's Drew. I am a writer, and if you haven't guessed, streamer for Damage Control, which is a nice little blog. Been going on for more than 10 years now. Yep, we also have a Discord if you're interested in hopping in, assuming that the invitation link still works. If it doesn't, please let us know. You could let us know with a comment on the blog, or you can even hit us up on Twitter. So we stream mostly every week. Not, I mean, this isn't our bread and butter. This is just an extra thing we do for fun. Usually, you'll see me on a Tuesday or a Saturday, and you'll see another one of our esteemed bloggers, Angela, on Sundays. But other than that, thank you for watching. If you like what you see, do whatever it takes to get those notifications for the next stream. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay smart. Have a great night, and thanks for joining us.